Hello, guys. This is Nyokin, and we are going to be casting USA versus Norway today. And I am joined by the one and only Mr. Doc Holliday. How's it going?
Good morning. How you doing? I am super excited, man. We've got NA Super Team versus a bunch of weirdos from Europe, so we're gonna have just a great day.
Yeah, but it's actually not the NA Super Team. It is just USA this time. So no TT1, no Aegyo, no Dragon. Strictly USA. But we got some All-Stars. We got Jayun in the chat who just made it to BSL round of 16. We've got Sugo, Tai2, Tem, and Seriosity, who knocked me out of BSL. And for Norway, we've got Eriador, Medinho, MWK, Erling, and Doko. So what do you think of these lineups?
I think that this Doko guy got really, really close to having a fantastic name. But no, I think it's a pretty great, pretty good lineup for both teams. I'm not familiar with MWK, but everybody else on Team Norway seems really, really good. Obviously, I was just talking crap to a drone in FBW just like 2 seconds ago. So I'm rooting for USA, man. But I'll be happy, whatever the outcome is, so long as the games are good. But it's pretty cool to see Seriosity come out. Pretty cool to see Tim being so active. Very nice to see that Jayun is playing StarCraft again after taking 500 years away, what it seems like. So it's gonna be great, man. I love to see so much participation.
Yeah, so we've got basically the full lineup for NA. Really, I guess you would say the only person missing is myself, of course, and Hawk. But Hawk is always really hard to get a hold of. And unfortunately, I didn't play. If you guys watched BSL last week, you saw that I disconnected. And actually, it was more than a disconnect. My whole computer ended up dying. I would restart and it would just hang. So I ended up having to format not format, I had to reinstall Windows, but luckily it kept all my important files, those StarCraft replays. So we had to go with a replacement with Seriosity, but I have high hopes for him. And yeah, Team Norway, very strong. I know specifically Eriador, Medinho, I play them on the ladder, and Erling. I've mentioned this offhand on BSL about race picking, where there was a guy that me and him, we would always race pick each other, and it was actually who I was referring to was Erling. Every time he would pick Protoss, I'd pick Zerg. So then he would pick Terran, and then I'd pick Protoss, and then he would pick Zerg, and then I'd pick Terran. So we ended up never playing each other all the way back in WG Tour. So I know these three players, but MWK and Doko is... I don't know them. I saw that they are on IRK, I'm pretty sure. I asked him if he knew these players, and he did know them. So they're definitely going to be pretty good. So our first matchup is going to be Seriosity versus Eriador. So let me host that up and we can just get right into it. And even though Eriador is a random player, he ended up playing Zerg versus Protoss in this series. So I have hosted the game, Mr. Doc Holliday.
I'm downloading. Let's get in onto it.
Let's get in it.
Oh, sick. Gonna be on Sylphid. I love this map.
Sylphid as our first map. So this is my first time hosting something like this, guys. So if I'm scrolling too fast or whatever, you got to let me know, because I'm not used to being the observer. I'm used to just scrolling all over the place and calling and making analysis and stuff like that. So let's just start it out. Seriosity versus Eriador, game 1 on Sylphid.
Yo, are you in Pillar Box?
Oh yeah, I am in Pillar Box.
It's showing up funny on your stream.
Let me change it. Oh, I got. How do I hide the replay? Oh, there we go. There we go. I was like, oh no, I forgot to find an overlay for the replay bar. But luckily, Blizzard built it in. So in the bottom left, we've got Artosis's original mentor. It is Eriador.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have Kix's current mentor, Seriosity.
Kix's mentor is a Protoss?
Curiosity just plays all of the races. Um, just an FYI though, scoot the game over to the right a bit on the obs overlay.
Uh,
Yeah, you got a little space there.
oh, I think I have to resize it.
No, because the mini map is hanging off, so you just gotta scoot the whole game to the right.
I gotta scoot the whole game to the right. Oh, that's. I'm trying.
You should be able to double click the
What is going on?
the game screen, and like a red outline will come up over it. In the meantime, though, we do have a Forge Fast expand out of Seriosity versus just a Overpool out of Drone. So pretty normal stuff here. I feel like this is a really good map for Zerg and ZVP. How were the maps determined for this?
Yeah, so Incomplete Rev, who is apparently the leader of Norway, asked me if we wanted to do a nation war. I said, hell yeah, we do. And he wanted to play STPL maps, BSL maps, and BWCL maps. And I thought that was a massive pool. I also know how active NA players are in BWCL and STPL and stuff like that. AK not very active except for a couple. So I tried to get him to eliminate down to just BSL and BWCL. So that's what we ended up going for, which has pretty standard maps. And I thought that would be good for players that actually don't play them, like Reverse Fighting Spirit and the likes. Uh-oh. Oh no, this probe already down for Seriosity. So that's a disaster. And we do.
Yeah, that was actually just the two Zergling quote unquote surround. That was a little disappointing actually. I would have thought that he would have been able to keep that alive much longer.
Yes, not ideal from Seriosity, and he did go for the Forge expand with the gateway, and this looks pretty tight to me, so I don't think that we're going to see any attempted Ling run by, but as I say that, we have 8 Lings out on the map, second probe being sent out. He's a little ballsy, just runs past the Lings. He's actually going to get in, but this is 1 cannon versus 8 Lings. These 8 Lings can just flat out run by. There's a huge gap at the bottom.
Well, even with 8 Lings, you can just kill this cannon at that point. With 6 Lings, it gets kind of dicey. You get like 1 guy left over. But yeah, see, there we go. Now we go for it. We got 4 Lings left over. 2 very healthy Lings. 2 just, Lings with a limp. And here we go. Just a bunch of probe damage. This is awful. Very bad start for Seriosity.
Yeah, I just like how you said that. You're just like, oh, well, the Lings can just come in here and kill it, and oh, there they go. There it goes. Just, you can tell that you're definitely a Zerg player because no Protoss player is liking this for Seriosity. 3 probes going down, cannon going down. And he's not even mining gas, so the build order is really jacked up. And even a Ling gets into the main.
Dude, I don't understand, man. All right, how we're always casting and shit, and we're always like watching some dope StarCraft, high level StarCraft, great players, some of the best people on the foreign scene, all the time, and I gotta say, Naokin, not once in all of my games versus random 1200 MMR players do they ever do this shit. I don't get it how this happens in these games where you make 8 Lings and you get like 4 probe kills and a cannon.
Well, the thing is Seriosity. Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Well, the thing is Seriosity lost his probe so early, and then he didn't see that it was 8 Lings. He may have just thought it was 6, and he got punished for it. And that's why you got to keep that probe alive all the time. Meanwhile, we've got Eriador going for a 3-hatch Hydra bust. Or is it a bust? I got to do a count on the drones. What is this? Is this the 973? We've got 9 drones in the main.
It looks like it's going to be a must because we have a bunch of Lings piling up here at the front as well. And I feel like you wouldn't really need to invest in too many additional Lings if you're not going to go ahead and bust it.
Yeah, this has got to be a bust. And these Lings have just devastated Seriosity's build order because I'm looking all over his base for a cybernetics core, and I don't see it anywhere. Meanwhile, banking a lot of gas. Did he forget the cybernetics core, maybe? He's building a couple cannons.
Yeah, I was gonna say he might have delayed it because he feels like under pressure potentially. Because he only had one cannon to begin with at the front again, and he hasn't been able to get out there and see too much more, as far as like if there's like a speeding bust on the way or what's coming across the way. So I can understand this, but everything is just gonna be like ultra slow. Well, now he's getting another pylon though, and we still don't have a. Oh no, Cyber is above the gas. Okay, so sorry was almost finished.
Yeah, so even though the cybernetics is pretty slow, his read is correct because this is a Hydra bus. We've got first 6 Hydras coming out. More Hydras are being made by drone, and this is going to be a big bus. It is not. I don't think he has really great econ just yet. He's got decent econ, but there's no lair, so this is really committed. And in response, we've got 5 cannons going up.
He's droning again though, so this is. I mean, this is a lot of cannons for what I think 8 Hydralisks he made. If he gets like a couple of these, he should be on a pretty decent economic situation.
Yep. These Hydras,
There
they
we
just
go.
kill everything, and we have 2 cannons left. Probe line having to be pulled again. Also, all the Zealots went down, but really good probe control so far. Almost catches a few Hydras there, but at least he damages them severely. And yeah, drone was going for a drone cycle, so he is powering out of this, but still no lair. It is just pure Hydra Man at this point, but he is taking a 4th base.
Hydra Man goes for 3 hatches and then just sits around and makes drones. It's pretty good. Protoss guys, really bad. Versus Hydra guys. I'm too tired for this, man. I can't make up lyrics. Anyways.
I delayed it an hour for you, Doc, so you could be prepared. It's those big gulps, man. They're making
No,
you
dude,
sluggish.
You don't understand.
Yeah.
We go hard on Fridays, dog.
It's Sunday, Doc. You had Saturday to recover.
No. Do you know how long we go hard for? We go hard for like 48 hours, dog. All right. But man, this is a crap ton of cannons that we're forcing out here. Obviously, you're gonna need them in order to survive, especially since there were only a couple of cannons up earlier. But man, this is deadly damage. I mean, if you look in the main, Curiosity hasn't been able to put up any additional gateways. We got a second forge now spinning in the back because the first one got taken out. There is absolutely no infrastructure here other than a bunch of cannons. In the meantime, Ares is just going to be able to continue to throw down macro hatcheries. We've got the lair on the way. I mean, this is pretty disgusting. We're at 6 hatches pretty much versus no gateways in a second. Or no, sorry, 1 gateway.
Yeah, Curiosity is in big time trouble. His gateway's going down. Luckily, the Templar... No, don't go out there. Okay, he debates the Hydras into the cannon, so at least the Templar didn't die. And he does have Storm coming, but he has 1 gate now, no production. Like you said, Ariador has 6 hatches. He's got Evolution Chamber. I think this is 2 Evolution Chambers. Yeah, double upgrades for him. So this is ridiculous for him. He's just going to be having so much econ. And what do you do as Curiosity at this point? I mean, he's already down supply. It's 52 to 52, and that's not where you want to be.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, we've kind of passed the hump too, where Zerga's trying to set up their own infrastructure, where they're kind of weak, right? So even if we kind of like go for one of those like quick zealot attacks with legs or something like that, there's no catching drone by surprise at this point. He's gonna have a standing army, like a very sizable standing army for the rest of the game. It's highly unlikely that Curiosity has really too much of a fallback at this point. So we're going for 6 gates, and I would assume just, a Zealot Templar push. And these are going to have to be just the world's best storms.
Yeah, we do have 6 gate. Curiosity, I think, has decided that his only way into this game is to try and catch Drone powering a little bit too hard. But, I mean, look at what Drone has. He just has so much. He put down a 3rd Evolution Chamber. This guy's getting every single upgrade in the game. He's getting speed on his Overlords. Like, he's droning like a madman. It's just crazy. He's in a phenomenal position right now.
Yeah, we do have Robo coming up. Potentially, maybe some kind of shuttle shenanigans might be an option to get back into this. I'm not really sure at this point. Like, this seems super dire, but we do have Hydras outside of the back side of the natural, too. So if you're trying to sneak towards the bottom portion of the map as well, that's a very scary possibility. And as far as catching, airy powered, he's pretty much powered already. I mean, we have good saturation at all our bases except for the fourth, and that's kind of coming up very soon. It's just kind of a new base here, and Seriosity's gates are just kind of finished just now. So, I mean, what would you go for in this position? I can't even think of a possibility that would be good at this point.
This was me. I would have already left at the first cannon. It's just like you're just going to get so smashed in the mid game, and that's exactly what's happening here. I mean, he got his Sarah out. He sees what's going on, but he sees that it's 4 bases. He sees it's triple evolution chamber. Spire's even almost done. So as soon as a fight, oh my god, we even have lurkers also. An observer isn't out. First, yeah, just GG from Seriosity. He's dead in the water.
Yeah, Seriosity sticking it out, trying to see if he could find some way to get into this, but he walks out, sees an army.
Uh-oh.
Got no obs. It's terrible.
Yep.
Very unfortunate, man.
So Ariador takes game 1. Someone mentioned the overlay from Discord. Do you know how to get rid of that?
Overlay?
The like blinking names from Discord when you're in a different app.
Oh no, I have no. Oh wait, I believe it's Shift tilde or Alt tilde. You can also just go to the settings, and then you just disable in-game overlay. There's a overlay tab, like down under Discord Nitro
I
stuff.
just got rid of it. Did I get rid of it? I think we did. I think we did.
Yeah, it looks good.
All right, so let's get into game number 2. I'm interested to see what the map is because, like I said, there's a huge map pool. All right, Gladiator is going to be the next map. Now, I know you play StarCraft so much these days. I see you on Discord, with the game you're playing underneath your name.
Bro, I was playing yesterday.
So what do you think of Gladiator?
Oh my God. I played on Friday too. Wow, shade. Oh my God, bro. I can't believe you've done this. That's very painful. But no, I like Gladiator, personally, because I like to 9-pool people, and the reverse ramp is really good. But no, overall, I think it's a very nice map. Lots of expansions, lots of nice high ground for you to abuse with lurkers and stuff like that. Overall, pretty interesting map. I would say the one kind of annoying thing is that for a lot of I guess 2 out of the 3 races, the fact that the third, the kind of like the easy natural third right there is mineral only can be pretty frustrating. But other than that, it's a very good map. We've seen some pretty legendary games on here before, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so game 2, Gladiator. Let's see if Seriosity can even it up. Goodbye, why you kick my dog.
Who's that?
That is somebody from X17. Actually, he's a pretty good USA player from back in the day. I think he was either Zerg or Protoss because Terran players from the US don't exist unless your name's Froz, Artosis, Idris, Q, and myself. That's it.
Wow, look at you, so cool.
Of all time. There's no other Terrans. Like, when you try and enter a new name on Battle.net, it just doesn't let you do it. Like, there's no Terrans. But in the bottom left, we've got our USA Protoss. He's down 0-1, and this whole thing is best of 3 throughout. So if he loses this, Norway's going to take an early lead. It is Seriosity.
Alrighty, man. In the top right, coming off a pretty disgusting little early attack that just snowballed them into a very easy win in the last game. We have Liquid Drone, aka Ariador. Give yourself a alt wipe real quick.
A what?
Hit alt Y.
I see. Yes, the replay timer.
There you go.
I thought you said alt wipe.
Give yourself an alt Y. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what that would even mean.
Yeah, I don't either. So, as our resident Zerg expert, you're like 9-pool on this map. You like just busting down the Protoss player. Now, do you think Seriosity is worried? Because last game, he just Not that he died to Lings, but it was pretty much over after those first few Lings.
I don't think Curiosity worried, man. He's not the worrying type. But he's lucky, like it's not like Nine Pool is particularly effective on this map for Zerg versus Protoss. So it's not like this map is going to be particularly risky for him to go for something like what he's going right now. So we have a Nexus first. So yeah, definitely not worried.
Yeah.
Curiosity's probably comforted by the fact that he got killed by Lings in the first game. I don't know how, but this is a pretty nice start, man.
Yeah, this is...
You have a 12 versus a hatch, or versus a Nexus first, so 12 hatch rather.
Wow, Curiosity really cut a lot here because this was an 11 Nexus with an 11 Forge. So he's pulling out a build that I do a lot when I play Protoss versus Zerg, because the only way I'm winning versus Zerg is I got to get some type of huge lead in terms of econ. And unfortunately for him, Drone's just powering hard again. He had a 12 hatch followed up with another pool. And I hope that Curiosity gets across the map pretty quickly, because if he follows up with 1 or 2 cannons, no, please not a second cannon. He may, I mean, the 12 Nexus is great, but he's hindering his econ quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we might see a second cannon.
Yeah, we do have the gate before the second cannon, if there's going to be a second cannon. And Curiosity smartly going to scout to top left now that he hasn't found Drone at bottom right. And Drone is going to take a third base up at this gas base on Gladiator. What do you think of this as opposed to just taking the mineral only?
I mean, it's a lot stronger if you're going for like a 3 hatch style, right? Because it allows you to do the double gas all in and then keep on going. And like snowball into a lot of mutalisks. But I don't think it's that important. The only thing is that the low ground bases are kind of weak when it comes to being defensive. So he might be just planning on taking that and using it to play kind of a little more defensive. Because the low ground bases are so exposed. They can be attacked from a bunch of different angles. You're taking fights on the low ground. I don't know. A lot of people don't seem to really like those bases. I like to take all the bases though. So they end up becoming, one of the ones that I end up selecting for my brood.
Yeah, if you can take all the bases, usually that's an ideal scenario for you. Now, Curiosity's probe got denied, but he was able to find the third hatch. So it's not like Drone is... Oh, look at this range of the probe! Ooh.
Soggy, man. Oh, dude, he almost gets through. But Drone with some very nice Zergling micro. Not going to let him in.
Yeah, probe didn't get in. Meanwhile, Curiosity is teching pretty hard. He's got his fast Nexus up. He's got good econ at his natural and at the main. And he is going for the Stargate. Now, the probe is setting up like we're going to put down another Citadel pretty quickly. There it is. Everybody just loves this fast DT opener, and this is what Curiosity is setting up for.
This is very annoying, actually. I kind of hate this build reselling. It's not something that I'd been running into for a very long time, and then it just like started showing up like a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what the deal is with that, but yeah, I've been running a lot more people making the quick first DT, and I'm pretty notorious for not having good Overlord positioning in the early game, so it's really, really irritating.
Yeah, I don't know what to think of it not being a Protoss player. Everybody tells me it gives you good map control, but it's just one unit. But I know from Zerg's point of view, it's not just one unit. It's one DT that can wipe out mineral lines. But I don't know how it's so deadly all the time. But it ends up being the most common build these days. We've got Curiosity going for a +1 weapon also. This is a pretty fast +1 if he's going to be going for DT. And because of how fast it is, this might just be like a Zealot Archon kind of timing. What do you think of that?
It's possible. I would say it's likely. Just based on the fact that it's Curiosity. I'm worried about how this is going to work out, though. I mean, instead we went for Lair, but it's actually going to be 4-hatch Hydra. And I feel like if you go fast Archon versus this and Drone just goes for Lurker, you're kind of dead, right? Like you can't really push that.
Yeah, well, if he's going to go for Zealot Archon, he's going to put down a second gate pretty soon. And since there's no second gate and no speed being upgraded, I guess it's really not going to be... Whoa, what's...
Yeah, we got a Robo
Yeah,
here at the natural.
now we got a Robo. So, yesterday in BSL, we had an interesting build. I think it was La Abuela versus Babo who went for something just like this. And this might be something that was recently played in a pro game, because really I've not seen this like in the past year or so. So this is a pretty interesting build that he's going to go for. I assume it's going to be a DT drop, probably into the main, and maybe a rally DT into the natural or the third base.
Man, Seriosity's natural is giving me anxiety, dude. There's too many buildings in this tiny choke.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I hate Gladiator, is if you mess up your SimCity even just a little, like, you can't build anywhere else. Like this pylon, well, and the Nexus are so close together, you can't fit extra cannons here. You see there's a gap between the middle cannon and the top cannon, which means you can't fit it there, and then can't really fit another one above it. I don't know. I hate Gladiator as a Protoss player, which is why I find it so surprising that Seriosity picked it. But Seres have gotten into Eriador's main. He sees that there is Overlord speed, and that seems really fast for this point in the game. And that might have tipped him off that this is going to be a bust or a drop.
Alrighty, Lurker's on the way now at both of the front bases here. A drop would be pretty interesting, man. Like a Lurker drop or something like that, pretty early. Yeah, I don't know. Lurker's going to be kind of a problem, though, because if you look at Seriosity's base, man, there's no way Dragoons are getting out of the main.
No.
How's this going to work?
Yeah, I just realized that. Like, can they even fit through the bottom right side of the Robo?
I don't think so. I don't, like, how would they do that? Like, just imagine trying drawing a little Dragoon with your mind in there. There's no way. So, what, they go through the mineral line? Dude, there's even a cannon in the mineral line! There's no way the Dragoons get out.
Yeah, I thought maybe that he's going to go into the Zealot Templar that we saw Snow kind of, I want to say innovate in the last KSL, but, you know, I may be completely wrong, but really he's the first one I saw just go mass Zealot, but he's getting range, so that's a bit confusing. But here comes that shuttle. DT did just sit out on the middle of the map. It's not a second DT, we don't see it anywhere, but all these Overlords are out of position. They're at the natural. DT could potentially deal a lot of damage, and he may just hold position in the main, try and draw attention somewhere else, and then when Eriador's getting busy, he then goes and attacks this drone line. Here we go. Let's see what he does with it.
Yeah, I'd actually like that plan a lot more than just going for it right now. I mean, Overlord speed should allow this to be cleaned up fairly quickly. I mean, you're going to lose like a couple of drones, but yeah, see? So we got the pool now. 4 drones pretty good, but you could got like 12, 16 during an engagement, right?
Yeah, but still 4 kills is quite a lot. He had 6 to begin with, so he actually got 5 drone kills. So that's a big find. And behind this, we've got Seriosity really macroing pretty hard. You can see his minerals are pretty low. We're on 6 gate. He is pumping goons out, and looks like the first Dragoon did get out, so I guess the pathway is clear.
Oh, dude. Between the Cyber and the Robo?
No, there's no way.
Oh my god,
yeah,
look at this
through
path.
the right side they can make it through. But
okay,
look at this DT, that one DT that ended up getting taken out, killing 5 drones. Look how long the drone transfer has taken to get back into the main. So really, this is probably comparable to something like 10 drone kills, just because of how much lost mining time there has been strictly in the main. And Eriador, he's powering just like he did last game. He's got double upgrades at top middle, and he's even taking a 4th base.
Yeah, I mean, things looking pretty good for him. Let's see. I mean, there isn't a huge Dragoon ball count yet, so it's not quite. You're not quite in the in that zone where it's your lurkers are no longer cutting it. He is not progressing quite towards Hive yet or anything like that. Opting, I guess, to stay on Hydra. Looks like Muta coming out in a little bit as the Spire just finished up here. But the Scourge is going to make these drops kind of a risky proposition here in a little bit. So hopefully we see some shuttle speed or something out of Curiosity pretty soon so you can continue to make use of that shuttle.
Yeah, oh, lurker drop into the natural, but there's a random cannon there. Oh, but all the probes are clumped up. Okay, nice pull from Curiosity. Really, really nice pull. He ends up getting 6 probes, but that could have been a disaster for him. There were so many probes lined up. So fantastic defense so far. And we've got a Templar drop to top middle. That's pretty good. A second storm. Whoa!
Okay, some reasonable damage for both sides here. I think it's funny that random cannon became relevant. I mean, he made it. He knew that there was no spire, and he still just randomly made it. So I was like looking at it, like, how is this ever going to be helpful? But hey, came into some pretty good usage there.
Yeah, was actually surprisingly effective. I thought it was going to be cool.
I think maybe Curiosity was on the same kind of thought train there as you, where potentially, I guess, like a drop could come in. But then because we have some cannons as well in the main, and they don't seem to be particularly anti-mutalist cannons. So
yeah, I mean, the Spire wasn't even done for a long time, but it was good intuition from Curiosity. I'm really kind of worried for a drone, though, because if we take a look at the natural, there's so many drones at this nat, and he's done a big drone cycle to top middle. And meanwhile, Curiosity, I mean, he's just now really going to get his third base. So his supply, 145, this is going to be a really big army. It's not going to be heavy worker base. Whereas Drone's army, not only does he have a lot of drones, there's a lot of lurkers everywhere. There's like 7-8 lurkers just spread out all over the map.
yeah, I mean, we're still pretty 50-50 on the composition. The Zealots haven't really been sacrificed at all, so he hasn't been able to trade that supply out. But yeah, you're right. There is a lot of these Dragoons on the field here. We do have an attack at the third base for Curiosity, and we may be able to get the Nexus if it's focused. Doesn't look it's going to be focused down. But, oh man, the shuttle, though, goes down. So that's kind of a big loss of utility there. But yeah, I mean, Drone is doing a good job trying to delay this while he macros up an army. He's got everything that he needs other than the army itself. And the longer that this attack gets delayed, the better it's going to be for him.
Yeah, but Curiosity lost nothing there. I mean, Drone didn't lose very much either, but we've got a 20 supply lead for Curiosity. Hive is not done yet, so there's none of those key upgrades, and this Protoss army is just massive. Like, Curiosity really has lost nothing. And the Templars, well, one of them's got a ton of energy. That one in the back has 200. Good storm. And Eriador just really not synchronized with the army. Another big storm just going to wipe out those Hydras. And what do you have to defend this big death ball? I mean, this is, how many goons? 12 goons with multiple storms backing it up. And he's got reinforcements coming.
Yeah, if Drone consolidates his main army, though, I mean, there's like 15 lurkers on the field right now. And this isn't a ton of Dragoons, especially that after Drone's been able to shave off a good number of the goons via that weird engagement in the middle there. The Zealots weren't able to help out with that, so a lot of damage just got done to the Dragoons here. But I don't know how super important this fourth base is right now. I mean, obviously, it's nice to keep the hatchery down, but there's no drones here. It's not an essential base quite yet. So losing this is going to be okay.
Oh!
And then there's good SimCity.
What are these lurkers doing? They're just moving into their death versus Archons. And now Curiosity may just put his foot on the pedal. Like, half of the lurkers are already gone. Where's the observer? Okay, there's one observer. He needs to make sure that doesn't die. But I don't really see anything to stop it. And now he's up 40 supply lings coming in through the back. But these are +2 weapon zealots, so they'll be able to take them out.
Yeah, that was a pretty upsetting engagement there. I'm not sure what that was. I know that in my personal experience, lurkers can be really irritating. They're just so boxy and they get stuck on each other all the time. So that can be pretty frustrating. But, I mean, look at this. Drone's got a sunken at the natural here. And then, 2 Hydras? So this is pretty scary. Lots of damage still on the field for Curiosity. And we're just continuing to clean up these lurkers almost for free here.
Yeah, Eriador just bleeding out in a line. And also, he doesn't realize he's got 4 Hydras stuck in this one Overlord. Accidentally misloaded them. And Curiosity behind it taking a 4th base. Meanwhile, Eriador is struggling to get up his 4th base. Hive at least has kicked in. He's got Defiler Mound. Not sure if he got any of the upgrades just yet. But at least he's got that going for him. But I think Curiosity might just end it right here. Like you said, one sunken, that's not enough, and we've just got Protoss streamlining across the map. Oh, I forgot lurkers.
These are some very clumped lurkers, though. Like 1 or 2 storms going to soften this up really, really hard. The Archons are pretty low on shields. Or they were. Never mind. They've already recovered. Okay, 1 Archon is still low on shields, but man, shields are fast.
Yeah, but this is really impressive control from Curiosity. Whenever I play Protoss versus Zerg, just all my Zealots just run ahead into death versus these lurkers. But he's managing his Zealots and Archons perfectly. They're on hold position. You can see it right there. Meanwhile, the Dragoons, if they wanted, could range down the lurkers. So fantastic control from Curiosity. Up 60 supply now. And 4th base getting ransacked by Curiosity's 2 Zealots and that killer probe. He wants this base. Remember what you were saying, Doc Holiday. He wants every base on the map.
Every base, man. It's the best strategy. Your opponent can't have bases if you have them all, right? So, easy tactical decision there, man. Yes. Just take them all.
Very tactical. Meanwhile, Curiosity knows Eriador's taking bottom right. He's going to let him have it, but he's not going to let him have the natural. He's taking that one. Meanwhile, this containment force is just not letting Eriador breathe. Every time he tries to move out, well, except for now, he was just engaging and killing off the entire Zerg army. A couple Templar get picked off in the middle, but Curiosity is huge. He's got +3, +1 now.
Yeah, and the thing is that, you know, it's nice to shave off those Templar every once in a while, but the army from Eriador is so small right now. That was like a significant portion of his standing army.
Yeah, it kind of just feels like Curiosity has just snowballed the game now. He's going to have +2 armor pretty soon. He's got shields also upgrading. He's got like 10 gates now. He's got 5 bases. He denied the 4th base. He doesn't know about bottom right. There is a Nidus getting set up, so the longer the game goes and Curiosity doesn't find it, I mean, Eriador still has a fighting chance, but he's in deep trouble.
That's pretty wishful thinking. I don't know. Protoss on 5 base is like literally invincible. Now the Nidus could, you know, help clean up this bottom right-hand base, but even then, you could lose that base no problem. Still be 4 base Protoss versus essentially a starved 1 base mining Zerg, and that's always a situation that you want to be in.
Well, Eriador's main and natural are basically mined out. He's essentially down to 1 base mining, but because of his drone saturation being so good, he's about to mine out top middle also. So really, he's going to just be down to bottom right. And Curiosity just has almost the entirety of the bottom. He's just got this death ball sitting in the middle of the map. Archon's doing work. 27 kills combined. I love this one cannon scouting the overlords going to bottom right, and that gives it away that something's there. And look at Curiosity. He just moves his whole army there now.
It's funny, man. Got the base in the base. Wait, what? Oh, he flew the drones there. I didn't even realize that was going on. I was like, okay, where are these coming out of? Is there second Nidus? But yeah, this is the pretty dead base. We got 2 Sunkens, a lurker, bunch of lings.
Ooh, look at that cannon. The anti-cannon locking in 4 goons at this natural.
Oh no. They're trying to get out the Templars like, no, it's my lunch break, bro.
And this little defense that Eriador actually has with the 2 Sunkens and 1 lurker is pretty brutal for the units coming down the ramp. I wish that he was more in it, because this was a pretty not a good trade for Curiosity. I mean, he's going to bust through eventually just because he's maxed. I think this has got to be it, right? This is basically the last mining base for drone.
Yeah, even with the Nidus here, there's just not enough units. We don't have like a really huge bank of hatcheries like you're normally used to seeing in the like late game stages of ZVP as well. So the production isn't like particularly amazing. Like we're on what, like 6 hatches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hatches. So I mean it's like pretty normal. But at this point, Curiosity, if you take a look, has just everything he could ever want. He's never gonna go below like 170. So a little unfortunate for Eriador, but that's going to tie it up and bring us to another game. So that's pretty
Well,
dope.
Curiosity's going to have to defend one more move from Eriador because here it comes. It's Massling. Few lurkers mix in. Reaver is just sitting here dealing haymakers in the back. No, there's the Defilers waiting for that. Now, the Defiler's pretty good unit, but I don't know if we can overcome a 100 supply deficit, 170 to 70.
Oh my god. Reavers are just so disgusting in this late game when they're just sitting behind a giant wall of buildings.
Yeah, Reaver pretty good unit, but I think the Fire Lurker pretty good also, especially with that ketchup he put on.
One thing I'd really like to see is if they just add in the kill counter in addition to the building scarab menu thing for Reavers. It's StarCraft Remastered, man. This is the feature that we need in 2019. It's so annoying when a Reaver dies while it's still building scarabs and you never get to see how much it killed.
Yeah, it's true. I wish I could see that because sometimes I'm like, damn, that dealt so much damage, but then they're like building scarabs and it dies. I never actually know how much it killed.
Yeah, dude, it's like the hypest moment when you get to click like a Reaver and you see like 64.
64. I don't know
like,
what
oh my
games you're playing where a Reaver gets 64. Doc, you need to get Burrow or something to kill that Reaver. Holy
Dude,
moly.
My late game consists of making only Zerglings and then moving them across the map while I make and take more bases. All right. This is 300 IQ big brain moves here. All right. I don't expect you to understand, but I just that's just the that's just the sacrifice that my lanes need to make for the betterment of my late game.
Well, speaking of imbalance, we basically wrote off Drones like he's just going to lose his entire army here. And he killed that base. So I don't know what you're talking about, Doc, about Reaver being Emba. But, I mean, Curiosity still up 100 supply. He had a drop to top middle. Zealots and Storm killed a bunch of drones.
I mean, Curiosity basically has the one base mining once again. Obviously, Eriador is starved for minerals, so he's just got to hold out a little bit longer. We do have the mineral only down for Eriador still, so it is kind of like the little last bastion of mining. But even then, it's a very low number of patches. You're not going to get pretty. You're not going to get a full base worth of mining out of that. But yeah, so, I mean, Curiosity's still in a good spot, but yeah, that was definitely a pretty surprisingly effective attack here.
Yeah, well, this has got to be it now because we're not mining anymore as drone. Damn, that Reaver was just brutal. Just one-shotted that Defiler. Get out of my game! This is it. There's nothing left for drone.
I told you, man. Reaver's a soggy, bro. I don't know what you're going on.
Well, watch this one lurker. There's about 80 supply over top of this lurker, right? Is the lurker dead? No. So, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, man. You got to see the lurker to attack it. Okay. Like, what was the last time you were like, "Oh man, cloak rates are so good"? But cloak rate could kill 40 carriers if it just got to sit there forever, never gets seen.
Oh, that Reaver shot.
See, in the meantime, actual Soggy Reaver committing genocide versus a whole family of Zerglings, 3 generations worth.
There's no observer here, so this lurker is gonna get a bit of damage. Oh, I forgot Storm pretty good. We're gonna go down.
There we go, though.
No! Loaded up the Archon. Shuttle gets taken out with the Archon in it. There we go, GG. So Curiosity evens it up with a pretty nice game. The DT did work.
Alrighty, man. Well, that was a pretty nice little comeback there. Curiosity seeming to find his sea legs a little bit, feeling a little bit more stable now. My thoughts on the series have been swayed pretty significantly. I thought that, after game number 1, I was like, man, Curiosity is just not in it today, dude. He's got to be, hung over or something. But man, he's looking stronger, much stronger now.
Yeah, Curiosity, when I was looking for our last player, multiple people recommended him. Like, I was struggling to find him. Like, dude, can we get a 5th NA player? I mean, we had all Zerg, all Protoss. I was really looking for a Terran, but like I said, that doesn't exist. But yeah, Seriosity came in the clutch. I asked him like last minute, can you play? And he said yeah, and you know, he was vouched for. Everybody told me like this guy, he hit S rank with all the races, Zerg, Terran, and Protoss. So that's pretty impressive. So let's get into game 3. Hoo-hoo! This is something you don't see every day. Game 3 is going to be on Multiverse.
All right. The weirdest map ever. I hate this map, by the way, in case you didn't know. I think it's super weird. But it does produce some pretty interesting games. We could be seeing something pretty interesting and fun, like double Stargate Reaver, something fun. Lots of ways to kind of take advantage of these island bases as well with that. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. It does produce interesting games, but man, is it annoying to play on.
Yeah, well, let's see if NA Hope Seriosity can take it for NA, or is it going to be the Legend of Norway, Eriador, sealing the first victory?
Now, since you're looking for North American Terrans, did you consider 80s Mullet? Like, I realize he's not North American, but he really wants to be.
If 80s Mullet moves to USA, if he's F rank, I'll put him in. Just because we need Terran. I'll put him in one time. 80s Mullet, you can prove your worth. F rank Terran, get in there. But that's it. One time, that's it. If you blow your shot, you're done.
One and done.
Yeah, one and done. Then after that, you got to hit S rank. But I would put in 80s Mullet one time. But
yeah, man.
In bottom middle,
you can only afford to do it one time, though.
One time. But in the bottom middle, we got the blue Protoss with a really strong victory on Gladiator. It is Seriosity.
And in the top right-hand corner, as the white Zerg, we have Drone. So, and I feel like if you put an 80s Mullet, though, you're going to be in for like an 80-minute game, right?
Well, that's if they're Zerg.
He's going to hit max, and he still will move out. He's just going to sit there with tanks, and you're going to see an entire map with the resources be sent, and it'll never work.
Well, you see,
that's just how it is.
Since I'm going to be the one organizing it, I may just rig it to be a Terran versus Protoss, because then I know the game will just end by 15 minutes. Either Protoss is going to get rolled by 2-1, or 80s Mullet is going to get recalled and rolled. So we may rig it a little bit.
Boneth will come, there'll be one Zealot, and it'll kill 80s Mullet. And then he'll rage about players cheesing and attacking before 20 minutes.
Yeah, or like... Okay, so we need to set up Sweden versus USA. We'll rig it. We'll send 80s Mullet to USA, and we'll send Future to Sweden, and then we'll organize the 5th match between them, where Future can just go win with a pylon block. How's that?
Oh my god, that'd be so good. I miss Rich, dude. What has he been up to? Hasn't even barely been streaming lately.
What? He was on yesterday for like 8 hours.
What?
Yeah.
Did I unfollow him on accident? I'm gonna have
somebody
to look
was
into
just
this.
playing Counter-Strike and League of Legends. Whoa, what's this from Drone? We've got opener was Overpool into Hatch in the main, and behind this we've got Seriosity with a Forge and a cannon. And I remember talking about this where I thought that this was not just drone tight, ling tight with the pylon, but it is only drone tight, so these lings are going to get out.
Yeah.
So I'm a little surprised that he ended up building the second hatch in the main. How do you think this is going to affect Drone's overall build?
I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's just a larva that he's missing out on, you know? He doesn't get his drone even to the natural until the pylon's dead. So, like, I mean, it's fine. You can go 3 hatch behind this. Yeah, it's not the most efficient mining in the early game, but it's not the world's worst thing either. This is definitely very much in favor of Seriosity as far as like the economic trade, but it's not devastating.
This
Double
is
probe?
something. This is something you don't see. Double probe. I mean, remember last game he attacked that ramp with one probe and he thought maybe if he had two this time, he could get through.
Obviously,
Yeah.
that's definitely the thinking there. Oh man. Well, unfortunately, the double probe has run into a double amount of the Zerglings that were there last time. So, as 300 IQ as his strategy was, Curiosity still not seeing any success.
Yeah, well, I'm getting flashbacks to like how Zerg used to get played. This is gonna be a Hydrogen, 100%. Yep, there it is. And back in the olden days, I know people can't even relate to this. Hatching your main and not at the natural, like what's that? But this is how people used to play Zerg. You didn't take bases. So this is just going to be a 3-hatch Hydra. I imagine this is going to be a committed 3-hatch Hydra also. I don't think this is going to be transitioning. And this probe, it's not getting in. This hold position Lings, you're not getting in. So the probe has no idea. But depending on how old school Curiosity is, maybe he can remember back to the olden days where people did stuff like this. I don't know, though. There's a second probe again. What is... Oh, he went to top right. I forgot about that. So he was checking for a sneaky hatchery at top right on Multiverse. This is, one of the weirdest maps. I totally forgot about that. Meanwhile, Probe has drawn attention from these two Lings, and Zealot is like, well, I can bust through two Lings. Get me in here, bro.
Alrighty. Well, Mr. Zealot, man, getting in the main, getting to see everything that he wants to see. Now, it doesn't look like he's going to see any additional production rounds. That's kind of nice since he's not going to be clued in on how many Hydras are going to be coming right away. As you can see, we actually have drones continuing out after this. So this is a fake 3-hatch Hydra, and we're going to see an expansion after this.
Yeah, this may have been a reaction to the Zealot, because I really did think that this was going to be a bust, especially with these spawns. Multiverse, a lot of the games I see when we have spawns like this are busts. When they're other spawns like mid left or top middle, not so much, but these two in particular, highly likely you get busted, and Curiosity is respecting that. He's going into 5 cannons. That's big time commitment for him when Drone built 2 Hydras. That's it. And he's even taking bottom right, and you don't ever expand towards the Protoss, so I imagine that this base is probably not going to get found.
Yeah, I wonder if you can see the creep from this base on the high ground over here.
No, I don't think so. I think this is just a little bit too far away to see that. Meanwhile, we have Curiosity went straight into Citadel. There's no Stargate anywhere. It's not like a Sare would run over to mid-right and find it. So this was a good opener if Drone had gone for a bust, but unfortunately, no bust.
Whoa, what? He just saw that only a couple of additional... I guess he didn't see... He saw a couple of additional Hydras coming out now, and he's adding on more cannons. I think he thought that this entire time it was just Hydra production. Because look at how many cannons we have.
Well, yeah.
We have only 7 Hydras. We have a cannon for each Hydra.
Yeah, I mean, you go into the main of the Zerg and you see an in-base hatchery, you're thinking that this is a bust 100% of the time. So I think that Curiosity played this correct, getting the Templar Archive straight up, no Stargate. But unfortunately, he's running into Big Brain Drone, and I know he's Big Brain Drone because I've played Eriador on the ladder. This guy went to proxy a Citadel. He knew that I knew that it was going to be proxy something. And then I was reading in Foreign Brood where his whole intention was to cancel the Citadel, but in his main, build a second Citadel at the same time, and then go DT. And because I think the Citadel's canceled, he was going to go DT, and I wasn't going to get a turret. So, like, the mind games are astronomical from this player. Like, when I read that, I was like, okay, never let Artosis see this, because if he saw a Protoss thinking like this, he would probably, I don't even know, he would rage for an eternity.
You go on a Tide Pod bender, man. Just eat as many Tide Pods as he can get away with before he passes away. Like, this is some dirty stuff. Like, this is some Tim knocking Artosis out of NASSL dirty.
Well, we've got some dirtiness going on because we've got 2 DTs made by Curiosity. And yesterday in BSL we had a couple games where they built 2DTs, but they used them to deal damage. But this is going to be a Dark Archon. Maelstrom's already done. And I wonder what this is for, because there was no mutas shown. The lair was delayed. It may just actually be to catch overlords? Not too sure. I mean, Curiosity's in the dark. We have full knowledge, so he doesn't know that. But for now, Dark Archon really isn't going to be able to do much versus the lurkers.
Yeah, I mean, it's conceivable that he's pretty afraid of Mutalisk right now. Like, all he knows is that he made a bunch of cannons versus, you know, a very small number of Hydras. He hasn't been able to get on the map at all since then. I think a Muta switch could be pretty powerful versus this, and he might feel that Aeridor is trying to psych him out with some Mutas, because we have double cannon going down in the main and the natural mineral lines. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's pretty safe to assume that he thinks that Mutas are coming at this point, but really we've got Hydra Lurker outside of his main here, and plenty of it to bust this potentially even. So we really want to see continued High Templar count, just to see it skyrocket here pretty soon, because we only have 2 storms right now on the field, and this is a pretty huge amount of units outside of his natural. It's going to take him forever to bust out at this rate.
Yeah, well, I love Drone getting in range and showing the lurkers,
And
then he backs off, and he has drops basically done at this point. So he is going for a drop as expected, and also going for a drop at these positions is kind of unusual. Like, you drop through this angle that Protoss most of the time can see. If it was mid-left, that's a little different, but here we go. He's going to drop anyways, and look at the choke. It's so clumped up. If he gets 3 lurkers at this choke, goodbye Zealot. And this is pure Zealot, man, with just a couple Templars, and I just realized, do these Zealots not even have speed just yet? No, speed hasn't kicked in just yet. Lurker on the high ground. He's gonna...
Oh my god, this drop is just taking the most circuitous route too. Like, this is the furthest possible angle from the army right now. This main base is going down. All the tech is gonna die. Like, oh my god, this is gonna be such a devastating drop.
Yeah, Curiosity just now reacts. He's got Dragoons coming out. Range just barely finishing, so that's great. Maelstrom on top of all the Overlords, which at least, well, it didn't even kill the Overlords, but I was going to say supply block drone. Actually, this drop, not sure how much actual damage it did. It took down the cannons, didn't get to see the probe counts. The lurkers don't look like they have that many kills. So Curiosity, I guess, did save a bunch of his probes. But look at the supply, 95 to 101. And drone has 4 bases, or 3 bases. So he's in a fantastic position.
I thought this was going to do a lot more, but the Maelstrom actually paralyzed a lot of the attacking units, so the DPS was significantly reduced for quite a long time because of that, so it ended up working out.
Yep, now Curiosity's econ has been disrupted a bit. He's got a few idle probes at his natural. He has to rebalance his probe saturation in the main, so that's a bit annoying. And he has straggler supply on this high ground from that one small lurker drop. Meanwhile, Dragoons getting blasted by these 2 lurkers, and that's a lot of Hydras coming from the front. Now, how much Storm is available? That doesn't have energy.
I don't see... Oh, he's gonna... Yeah. There's no Storm available.
Right? It doesn't look like there's any Storm available, but these cannons that Curiosity built in the early game really coming through. I don't think the Hydra's going to try to bust through, but...
There's only 5 cannons, though, and you only have, like, what, like 4 Dragoons here? This is still, like, pretty much pure Zealot. Honestly, I would just like to see a bust at this point. These lurkers will evaporate this giant clump of cannons super fast, and you got plenty of Hydras to deal with the rest of the army.
Well, it's true, but the thing is the spawns are so close. If you funnel like that, imagine you funnel and you lose, let's say, half of your Hydras, and you don't really kill much. Like, somehow the lurkers die. Well, look how close the spawns are. Like a counterattack, you're just insta-dead, right? And
yeah, and I do suppose he isn't aware of the fact that there's very low number of storms here as well.
Yeah, but we see that there's very few storms, and this lurker field is devastating. Set up in a bowling pin formation. We've got 1 in the front, 3 behind that, 4 in the back.
Yeah, Curiosity's find this incredibly difficult to bust out at this point. He doesn't. There's no real good tool for Protoss to deal with a a lurker feel like this other than just having a giant dragoon ball, because no AoE is really that effective. Maelstrom isn't going to help out very much. Uh, I mean, Reaver also, I suppose, is another option, but that is so slow to push through something like this. In the meantime, Drone has just got everything he could ever want. We have tons of units everywhere. We do have a drop, though, being elevated down into the bottom right-hand corner here, but there's plenty of units there already. I don't think that even with the entirety of these zealots going down here, that much is going to get done.
Yeah, immaculate timing with this lurker popping up bottom right also. That's going to wipe out these zealots pretty easily. And we've got a queen coming in. Very underused unit, but definitely the area door special. And I'm a big fan of queens, even if all you do is parasite. Like, that makes a unit useless. Oh, insta-picks off that lurker. Goodbye. But unfortunately, Curiosity can't really reinforce this. So the zealots, for now, are dealing decent damage, but...
What do you mean he can't reinforce this? He can just literally go right down there.
Look at how... look at how many lurkers there are.
Yeah, it's like an infinite unit minefield of lurkers. We've gotten to the point where there's a decent number of dragoons though, so the trading is much better than it would have been. But there's still like over one lurker per dragoon, so like that's not gonna work out in the end.
Oh wow, just GG. Whole army melts, and Liquid Drone takes the first win for Norway. Wow, so Curiosity, he ends up getting knocked out, and Ariador puts Norway on the board. So that's pretty nice to be up 1-0. Our next match is going to be Tai2 versus Medinho.
Now, that's a pretty close first series. I was pretty happy with how that worked out overall. So it looks like, I mean, the matchup is a pretty good match. Norway, USA. Obviously, we don't have our secret weapon, Naokin, in there, but I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of these series, man. It's going to be good.
Yeah, the lineups, even though I don't know MWK and Doko, I think they're pretty good. Like, I think it's a pretty even series. I don't really, like I said, if I was to go down the list, I think that Tai2 Medinho would be very close. I think Jaeyoon Doko may be very favored for Jaeyoon just because of how beastly his Zerg versus Protoss is, but everything else, very even. So Tai2 Medinho is going to be our next game. I have made the game, and every single game, the first map is going to be Sylphid. After that, they're picking from those WCL and BSL maps. So hopefully we can see some more new maps like Multiverse like we just saw. But let's get into it. This is going to be... Oh, I have to change the screen. This is going to be Tai2 versus Medinho. Okay, in the top middle, we've got the Terran player. It is Medinho.
And in the bottom right-hand side of the map, we have the red Zerg spotting the pre-release skin. We got Tai2.
Yeah, now Medinho, I know he streams a lot. I've played him on the ladder a couple times. I think I've played him Terran versus Terran and Terran versus Protoss. He was pretty good in both of those matchups. Now, I don't know if he's someone like Curiosity who plays all the races all the time, or like what the deal is. Is he a main of Terran? I'm not too sure about that, but I mean, we got a Terran versus Zerg. Do you know anything else about Medinho?
Not too much, man. He's like one of those players that stays fairly isolated in like Eastern European kind of scene that we have out there with like Poland and Russia and stuff like that. So I know he's fairly well known out there just in general, but yeah, I don't really know too much about his play at all.
Yeah, Medinho, I'm trying to remember how he played. I feel like when we played, he got like an early lead somehow. I can't remember exactly whether it was like Zealot Pressure, Protoss versus Terran, or Vulture Run By or something like that. But I do remember being down in the early game. So we may see some type of like 2-Racks Academy, something like that. But this is tie 2, and this guy will 4-pool you, will 5-pool you, will go 4-hatch before gas. So we've got huge extremes, and because of how varied he is, it's quite risky to go for something like an 8-rack. So I don't blame Medinho for opening with what looks like going to be standard. Now this is an interesting depot racks placement, because based on how the depots are set up, I think this is marine tight through the ledges. So if the marine pops out here and tie 2 went pool first, well, that would be free pickings. I think this is pretty marine tight. No, maybe not right here. But anyways, we've got tie 2 going for fast gas. This was a 205 gas, and this is pretty much the standard these days. And he's going to have extremely fast mutas. He delayed his pool to get a faster extractor. And Medinho just instant command center. 1 marine. Going to power extremely hard. Oh, fast gas. Wow, is this going to be delayed mech like we just saw TTF go for yesterday?
All right. So how do you feel about this 2-hatch meta? Because I know you hate 2-hatch.
Well, see, the thing is for 10 years I knew that 2-hatch was insane. I remember playing on Destination, just getting everything all out of sync. Like mutas run in my main, kill all my SCVs, into the natural, kill all my SCVs. I try to move out my base, kill all my marines. So it's nice to see that we're going into more 2-hatch play, because I love the 2-hatch play to watch it, but to play against it, I hate it, because Terran, just like Protoss, the issue is it's hard to evaluate what Zerg is doing after, the 3-minute mark. And because they're going 2-hatch, you've got to respect mutas, you got to respect lings, you got to respect lurkers. They could be going for a 3rd hatch, they could be going straight hive, they could be doing a whole bunch of things. So if you read it wrong, you're in really bad shape. So I like the current 2-hatch muta play, but I don't like facing it. And we do have delayed mech.
It's so funny too, because like it's such a strong build. Like you can play it versus anything. I mean, it's difficult to play versus certain builds, but it's always like a good build. It's like a classic, like what I would say a standard build. Like you can play it versus anything. You're not behind versus anything in particular. It just seems so funny that this build falls off and then like will like randomly come back sometimes and become super popular again.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know why it ever falls off, but it is back, and this is one of the reasons I hate facing 2-hatch, because we've got fast lurkers from tie 2, and this is going to be a big time bust from tie 2, because we've got natural gas up and running. There's already 5 lurkers out on the, or 5 hydras out on the map, and Medinho going for armory. This game's over, man. This is one of the reasons you can't play delayed mech, because when stuff like this happens, you don't get an armory playing this style. So if they open lurker, you're dead. That's just how it is.
Well, yeah, and especially when you're playing against tie 2, he's going to pick the most bullshit strategy. Like I think everyone knows that 2-hatch lurker is like just jank, right? And it only works when you quote unquote get away with it. It's not a strong build. Like you can just beat it if you see it coming. But tie 2 is the type of player that you need to be super cautious about this. So I'm really surprised that Medinho wasn't a little more vigilant in not getting cheesed out game number 1, as tie 2 is so very famous for. I don't get actually how tie 2's superpower works. Like he goes for these ridiculous builds, but like he somehow just gets away with it every single time.
Well, here he comes. Like I said, 2-hatch hard to deal with because you can't scout lurkers. I mean, there's 2 Goliaths in a bunker, and we can just focus down that turret, or we can just bust down the bunker. And this is going to be Medinho either having the sickest hold of all time, or tie 2 taking a very quick game. Goodbye.
tie 2 not even burrowing his last 2 lurkers. It's just a sign of disrespect.
Yeah, and now you can see Medinho scrambling to get an add-on. 3 Goliaths versus 5 Lurkers. I mean, the Lurkers don't even have to move in now. You just sit here. There's no scan.
Yeah.
And he's been mining so much gas. This is something I wish more players would do. If you're going to commit this hard to Hydra Lurker, rush that Queen's Nest. Like, look at what Terran has. You think they're thinking about building the starport? No.
Alrighty, well, no academy, not even building one. Like, it's just the turrets. So this is a dead Terran, sir. I mean, I know you love to see ZVT, but this series doesn't look like it's going to be lasting all that long.
GG. So Tai 2 with a very quick victory with a very strong Ling Lurker push. And that is something that Zealot has been using quite often. I played recently on the ladder versus PCS Name, who is something like a 2700 Zerg. He did the same thing. I scanned. He was at my base as soon as I scanned, and I died. So it's a really powerful build, hard to read. Well, Medino, hopefully you can get it together in game 2, because that was a pretty quick one. And our second map is going to be Overwatch. So I really like this map. Let's just get right into it. It's a ladder map. We've got Tai 2 up 1-0 going up against Medino.
Yeah, man, I really like this this new Zerg style specifically for Tai 2. Like, especially if he gets to go for 12 pull and kind of like the nice scouting pretty early. I feel like this is going to do just wonders for him as the tournament scene continues to progress and we see him playing in more events here. But yeah, so this has got to be significantly easier for Medino to kind of figure out what's going on since we're on a 2-player map and get his SCV over there nice and early. I don't think that the Wings are going to be able to deny scouting for very long, or sorry, very quickly. I don't know. What do you think that Medino's play is going to be?
Yeah, I think he's going to wall, and I actually hope that Tai 2, or had hoped Tai 2 would 4-pool. Because this map you wall often if you're going to go mech. But it looks like Medino's not going to... Oh, there it goes. This is going to be a wall. So this is going to be a wall, and 4-pool would have just insta-killed Medino. So even though I don't like to face 4-pool, I wish Tai 2 had done it this time. Because it's what I just based on how last game went, I would suspect Medino to do this. And that 4-pool will outright kill a wall. 5-pool doesn't, because the SCVs can actually repair it in time, but the 4-pool is 5 seconds faster, and you can't repair it in time. So Tai 2 not going to get away with a quick win this time, but Medino going for a fast scout. He wants to see what the opener is. If he sees a hatch, well, actually this is so fast, he's probably going to eBay block it. Yep, there he goes. Sees the drone, and that's going to give it away that Tai 2 wants to put down a hatchery now. I expect to see an eBay. Wow, really good control on this SCV, dealing a lot of damage to this drone.
Wow, still no eBay.
Oh, we got it!
Okay, now starting to... Oh my god, he got the kill.
Oh, we got it, and the
there
eBay.
We go.
Yes!
Oh my god. What a sick start, dude.
So painful. Then what does Tai 2 do?
Oh.
Like,
yeah, he has to throw down. I mean, he threw down his spawning pool. I'm actually surprised that the eBay was canceled that quickly.
oh, gas steal. I was just about to say, I'm surprised Tai 2 didn't just 12 pool gas. And I was waiting for the extractor, and then he gets gas stolen.
Oh
like,
my
this
god, this is so dirty.
Is terrible for Tai. Oh, he even gets through the... What is this? Oh my gosh, somehow that drone catches up. Like, that was crazy how much damage that SCV did. Oh.
Alright. Want to know what the build is now?
Yeah, what's the build?
You go 4 hatch speedling. And just wait for them to move out.
4.
Okay.
4 hatch.
That's the build.
Into a wall. I mean, I can guarantee you, as a Terran player, you're not expecting that.
You wait. Yeah, you sit your lings just up here, on the right side here, and you wait for the door to open, and as they move out, you go in. Bam, easy, game over. You're dead, dead Terran. And this is why I am the best Zerg player in all of NA, man.
Damn, look at this. Why is there a second SCV here? I mean, I don't know, but he's confirmed that Tai2 sent a lot of drones to mine this gas, and that's going to be... Oh, he really wants that refinery to be up as long as possible.
He put and built on it for like half a second. It was great.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
So worth it.
Medinho behind this, he's got 3 on gas still. This is going to be race. And you don't really... Oh, is it going to be Wraith? Maybe it's just going to be a drop? Okay, it looks like it's just going to be a Vulture drop. But he's still got 3 on gas, so I wonder what the reasoning for so much gas is.
All right, well...
Now look...
Tai2...
Look at the...
I mean, is this Spire going to be on time?
No, it's not going to be on time. But look at this laying movement that Tai2 did to bottom left. I love it. He saw that there was a second SCV that came into his main. No reason for there to be a second SC in the main. Like, no one on Earth is thinking to themselves, I'm going to go complete this refinery. So Tai2 scouting the side of his base for proxy factory. That's genius. Really good intuition. Now, this game, there was no proxy factory, but I love that he scouted for it. And what's Tai2's follow-up going to be? We don't see a Hydra Den anywhere. So not going to be like Lurker, Hydra, drop. Mutas are going to be... Whoa, wait a minute. There's the Hydra Den in the main.
What? Is he going for Lurker?
Yeah, this is...
And if so, why did this go down when the lair was forming?
He's going for... Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a drop, but the thing is, on Overwatch, he's got his Overlord overlooking this natural, and there's still no command center. So when you see there's still no command center, there's no vultures, you're thinking that this is race. So I don't mind him getting speed. Now, the first few vultures have moved out, and now Medinho's hand has been tipped. If you've got speed vultures and there's no CC, there's got to be a drop coming up. So this is going to be good defense from Tai2. Oh, those vultures could have ran by. Oh, no, they couldn't have. Things were sitting on the ramp.
Alrighty, well, I mean, Hydras are on the way already. We've got a couple on the field right now. I don't know how much... I mean, I don't really know how much damage that these vultures are going to be able to do. We've got a Ling patrolling. We got 2 Hydras sitting in the mineral line ready for the vultures to start coming in here. Obviously, a focus fire is going to allow Medinho to do a little bit of damage here, but I mean, Hydras are just so dang good versus vultures, man.
Vultures surprisingly deal a lot of damage to Hydras. I'm always so surprised. Oh, well, that's not a Nyokin mine. Didn't blow up your whole vulture army. But, I mean, he hasn't really gotten much done with the vultures. The Hydra timing was perfect. 1 drone going down, but this is not the damage you're looking for. The command center is so... Oh, no. Oh.
Dude, that overlorded placement?
Yeah.
It was just barely in range of seeing that mine.
I thought that they were locked on the vultures and the Hydras were just going to move command into the mine. But so far, so good.
There you go.
And behind this...
I like the Zergling usage as well, too. Like, very nice, you know, taking out the mines so, like, you're not losing a giant Hydra army for nothing. Tai2's... I mean, Tai2's just so good at these type of situations, playing in like these really unorthodox ways. I would not be doing this kind of stuff versus Tai2 personally.
Yeah, he's definitely lives in the chaos, and this is going to be Hydra drop, which is kind of what I was expecting. Now, this might have been a reactionary play because we saw at the natural there was a drone sitting here, and we see now that it wanted to be a Spire. But behind this, we've got Medinho going straight into mech, and somehow he is reading Tai2 that this is going to be Hydra play, despite seeing nothing in the natural. This could have been a hidden Spire, which it is, but it's so delayed. And these tanks are going to be just amazing for this incoming drop. Now, this is a lot of Hydras, though. So 2 tanks are good, but we may need to get like 4 or 5 if we're actually going to defend this drop. This is actually what Tai2 beat me with at DreamHack.
This is like Tai2's build, man. He plays it in both matchups now too, because mech is so popular.
Yeah, that's the thing. You mech on this map quite often, and this is the reason that I think 1-1-1 is going to come into play, because almost every single Zerg I play against just tries to blind counter mech, and they really don't have any read that it's mech. So this time, Taitu's going to get in here and see the unfortunate news that, hey, this guy's got more than one tank. But he doesn't care, because he's got about 20 Hydras loaded up. Here we go. 3 tanks, 3 Goliaths. No SCVs to buffer. This might just be the end of Medino.
Yeah, Tank's not very good at units that are right on killing units that are right on top of them. Now we're on the high ground here, pushing down versus only 2 tanks. SCVs need to be pulled off the line right away, but the first tank goes down, second tank about to go down, and there we go. Alrighty.
This is just perfect play from both sides, because we got a counter drop into the main, but also look at what Taitu did. He's building mutas after this, because you see mass Hydras and you're thinking, I need tanks. But Medino geniusly building more Goliaths. I don't know how he read that it's going to be Spire, and I still don't know if he's going to hold, but at least Goliaths can hit air. But here come those first few mutas. It's 8.
This is 8 mutas though versus 3 Goliaths.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got a bank. He can start spamming turrets or something. But yeah, they're getting picked off one after the other. We're at 10 mutas now. No turrets in the main. Is this it? Is it just 2-0 for Norway?
Wow.
Oh, I mean 1-0, 1-1 for yeah. For some
USA.
reason, I thought
Yeah.
Taitu was on Norway.
Taitu
Yeah.
is the American hero. He's the Rocky in this situation. Okay.
Damn, these mutas are dealing so much damage, man. Like, they've decimated the SCV line. The Valkyrie's gonna come out. That's gonna probably save the day for now, but it's blasting the lone muta, not shooting the clump. And now it started shooting the clump, dealing so much damage. But now we've got Hydras at the front. Look at the supply, 55 to 30. Oh, drones.
All
He
right,
wants
man,
this
well-
base, Doc Holliday.
Take all the bases, man. This is the time. Your opponent can't attack. It's time to take all the bases. That way he has no money left over.
This is it. We're on the
Oh
production.
yeah, this is a slaughter, man. SUV's coming off the line now, trying to get in here.
Yeah, we're not mining at any of the bases. GG. Taitu, wow. This is brutal. Like, super killer instinct, just decimating him in the Sylphid game, and then keeping up the pressure in the second game. And that was after that disaster opener, Doc Holliday. Remember that? Medino had one of the best openers with that SUV.
Oh, dude, I totally forgot. He got the gas seal. He blocked the natural, got one of the drones. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, like, that was ridiculous.
Dude, Taitu must have gotten mad and gone like Super Saiyan.
Yeah, so that was really sick. Like, those were good games, even though it was a crushing defeat for Medino. At least they were at least the Overwatch game was very, very interesting play. So our next matchup is going to be the hero of NA. This guy, every time I send him out, he wins. He just wins. It is Sugo, and he's going to be going up against MWK, who I think is a Protoss player. So we're going to have PvP.
You know, one thing about MWK is that Sugo is gonna smash him.
Oh yeah, you just know that?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's just in his bio. You know, I'm just reading the sheets they gave me. Okay.
Okay. Well, I hope he wins, because then NA will be up 2-1. And again, our first map is going to be Sylphid. So let's get into this PvP.
Actually, though, something I recently found out is that Sugo is like 6'3" and like 200 and what did overtime say? He was telling me something about him, but he's like 245 pounds or something enormous.
Well, I'll get to that. But Zavori, thank you for the sub, my man. Really appreciate it. And we do have Sugo at bottom left. He is the red Protoss. And we've got MWK at bottom right as the yellow Protoss. You know, I met Sugo about 2 months ago. And really nice guy, of course. And I don't know about 6'3". He's probably about 6 feet tall. He kind of reminds me of In Control, actually. Like he's big, but he's muscular, right? But yeah, he's a really nice guy, though. It was really cool to meet him, and he does. Well, I won't say what he does because I don't know if he wants to mention what he does, but really cool guy. We met at Chipotle. He said that I was watching my weight, but we ordered the same thing, Sugo, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but for someone who's that size, like a giant meal for you is like a bit of a snack. Okay? Like you can't compare your 40-pound body to the body of a Titanic man like Sugo. How much do you weigh now? You're kind of a lot more filled out.
I'm actually, well, I was cutting until today. I'm like 150. We're gonna try and bulk. Doc Holliday, even though people can't see it, I'm a bit skinny fat because when you're 95 pounds in high school and then you gain, 60 pounds doing an office job and college, that's a lot of fat to gain. So I was trying to lose a little bit, but I think I'm probably going to try and gain a bit more and then go back down. But
oh, man, Naokin. Did you ruin your skin with stretch marks,
Yeah, man.
Are you just a blobby Burger King sitting onion ring eating dude now? Is that what happened?
Well,
We need to get you some G Fuel, man. Get you that energy up. Get you to the gym
yeah,
on
and
that G Fuel, man.
by the G Fuel, you mean the big gulp, the big G.
Yeah! The double gulp, baby!
Double gulp, that's crazy. But
I only drink Diet Coke, but
Oh
yeah,
my
it's still
gosh.
bad. Still
still
terrible.
awful. It's even worse.
Dude, it's like the size of my bicep.
I know, it's crazy. You need to stop doing that,
That's
Doc.
huge.
That's massive. Well, we've got the same build from both of these players. It's a 2-gate, and I think this is the map-specific opener. Sylphid having no ramp. You definitely don't want to get overrun. If we get into another or a different map, we're probably going to see a different opener. But MWK sticking to the 2-gate. Meanwhile, Sugo, he's got his assimilator started. He's still got matching zealot count for now, though. You think this probe is going to try and engage those zealots like Curiosity tried to engage those lings, or are those
Dude,
zealots a little bit
That'd be
stronger?
so sick.
They're a little more manlier than those lings.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think anyone's got the Curiosity probes, man. I feel like that's a hard ass dude. That's like some 1 in a million like ultra talent, dude.
Well, we've got some funkiness going on because we got a proxy pylon. This is probably going to be shield battery or a 3rd and 4th gate since there's no gas. And Sugo, we know he's powering, and he did see MWK's base, but because there's no pylon or no nexus, like what is MWK doing? Okay, it is a 3rd gate. Now, does Sugo read this?
Yeah, I mean, he has to know something's up, right? He doesn't see anything. I'm a little surprised he didn't cancel the pylon at the natural after just seeing that there's no gas, no cyber, no nothing. He has to know he's going to be under a bunch of pressure very soon, so I would have assumed he was going to go for, the cancel there, so that way he doesn't just kind of die
Well,
here.
this concave, not ideal for... Wow, 1 zealot. That's it? 3 zealots versus 1. So this is fantastic positioning for Sugo, but we've got cannons going up also. But, I mean,
Yeah,
cannon
this is
contain is going to be
wonderful.
nice, but, cannons can't move. And Sugo's already teching, so if he gets a shuttle, I mean, he could just elevate her out, right? And it's not like these cannons are going to push into the main. There's, like, not buildable terrain, really, anywhere here. Oh, well, Sugo doesn't care. He's going to move out. I don't know about this. This is a lot of zealots.
Yeah, kind of a slow reaction from MWK there. Yeah, cannon contain. I like it, man. We're getting in the weird strats.
Yeah, well, here we go. We've got zealots going up against Dragoon Zealot, and the shield battery just being amazing. Well, MWK still busts through. He's got how many Zealots left over? 6 Zealots left over versus 1 Zealot, 4 Goons. And Zealots beat Goons pretty much in a straight up fight. But if Sugo can start getting critical Master Goons, he should be able to clean it up. But, oh, he's shooting his own Goon. What are you doing? Not like this.
Oh my god. Oh no! And the probes were destroying the AI for the one that was trying to get through the gas line there. We're continuing to have Dragoon production though, so this is gonna get cleaned up. But man, that was really sad.
Well, meanwhile, behind this, MWK is powering himself. He's got his cybernetics coming up. It's not done just yet, so he's going to be way behind in range. But he did get a decent amount of damage done. He got quite a few Goons for just Zealots. He also wiped out all the Zealots. And getting in, he confirmed that there's no other tech. So at least he saw that. But I'm still super skeptical of this cannon contain.
Yeah, I mean, we're 4 cannons deep now. The production is kind of stopped right now. So I think we're going to just see a very fast Nexus followed by a cannon expand. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what the deal is. We do have a robo coming up now, so I think the shuttle that you mentioned earlier might be a very dangerous option for Suga to look into.
Yeah, but it seems that, okay, there's the robotics. It just started below the gateways. It seemed like Suga just wants to get out of this cannon contain, but based on what I saw earlier with all those Zealots getting choked up at the entrance, I think that's going to be suicide for the majority of his army if he does that. So hopefully he does go for the elevator. Meanwhile, MWK continuing to commit to just gateways. He's got a 4th gate going up even. So he's going to have more production than Sugo. Now, right now, he doesn't have more units. So he's going to have to get out quite a few units pretty quickly because this robo is about to finish, and we know that this is definitely going to be an elevator.
Yeah, and we really have pretty much nothing on the field right now for MWK. This elevator is going to take a little while to execute, though, as Dragoons are so boxy. They take up 2 spaces in the shuttle. I'm not sure really what that's about. I feel like a 4 Dragoon drop wouldn't be the most terrifying thing, but regardless, though, there's a lot of units here for Sugo, and if this cannon contain just kind of sits out here, you know, a couple of Zealots, a couple of Dragoons in the main base, it's not going to be a bad one. You could also just kill the Nexus.
Yeah, so this actually is not going to be an elevator. It's going to be straight Reaver. I was trying to think of all the options Sugo could go for, and I came across a pretty dirty one. It would have been hilarious if he went DT drop, because
yeah, there's absolutely no chance of detection.
Yeah, no chance.
Oh, that'd be so gross.
Yeah.
But the Reaver is going to be a fantastic option too. These cannons aren't going to provide any support whatsoever. It's just going to have to be the Green stepping forward, trying to snipe the Reaver off. And really, there's only 3 here, so it's not like it's a huge threat.
Well, as I say that, MWK, he built a cannon in his main, so he would have stomped me. He would have had a Nexus up before me, would have shut down my DTs. So really nice, genius play from him. But here comes that Reaver, and this is my issue with the cannons. Like, they can't move. So these are essentially dead Dragoons, essentially, because of how much they cost.
God, Reavers just destroy static D like no other. Cannons are so fragile. I know, like whenever I play against them, I'm always terrified versus them because like they're so good in conjunction with like units, you know, especially AOE splashy type units like High Templars and stuff. But
look at this. Is this Reaver not firing? So these cannons. Oh, a big shot, but the battery is huge. But this is something I didn't factor in. Oh, wow. I thought maybe that the Reaver just can't ever fire here, and MWK knew that and was taking advantage of it, knowing that Sugo would never get out.
It was just like the most ridiculous PvP knowledge, dude. That's expecting a little much.
I mean, I don't know.
From the
like the way it was ended up happening, I thought maybe this guy's just like actual Einstein. But look at this battery, dude. Holy moly, dude. Okay, finally the Reaver goes down, but we killed so much.
Dude, that was like 4 uses on the Reaver, man. That was so good.
Well, here we go. Sugo's decided it's time. He's going to bust out of this easily, but MWK, how many goons is he actually going to get? Not that many.
He has 2 goons left, man. Like, I think it's time for the victory march. Let's just parade across the map.
Well, yeah, I mean, Sugo's got a lot of units, and MWK, not so many units, but he just have more production. But he's going to come up here and see there's a gate here. He's just going to snipe this down. He may just kill the pylon and leave. And behind this, what's MWK got? He's got 2 more goons. He's trying to spam out cannons. But remember, Sugo has Reaver tech. He's got a Reaver coming. So again, these cannons really aren't going to do much for him. And I don't see a matching Robo anywhere. I don't see Templar Archive anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, he can just drop the main with a Reaver, and it's not gonna be all over, dude. There's 1 cannon there, and you have to at this point commit to a giant defense at the front, because otherwise you 100% for sure lose. But yeah, this is a very, very tough position to be in, man.
Well, MWK has got more Dragoons than I thought. I mean, he's got 10 now versus... looks like 12, but the issue is what's in that shuttle, that Doomsday Reaver. How funny would it be if he brought a probe over here also and built a shield battery for the Reaver?
Oh my god, it'd be so good!
Well, here we go. Sugo just wants to end it, and he's not only got more units, he's got concave advantage. Now, that's a good pick-off, gets the shuttle, but you just can't ever engage the army.
Dude, that shuttle was a tank, man. That was the whole point. That was an intentional shuttle kill. All right, he threw it out there to block a bunch of photon balls because he doesn't need it no more. Here we go. Reaver coming in now. And look at these Dragoons. They're just kind of bleeding off. We've got 3 random Dragoons fighting by themselves. The rally's still set to out in front of the natural here.
Yeah.
You've got a Zealot on top of these goons. At this point, I mean, how do you even defend? Like, when you're in this tiny choke, like, Dragoons are so bad versus a Reaver. Every time they step forward, you're going to hit like 4 Dragoons.
Yeah, and I mean, Sugo just has a better angle. Even if he didn't have the Reaper, he would have the better angle. He'd just get more shots off, and this is just going to be the end of MWK. He's just got nothing left, and Sugo's going to go up 1-0. But interesting play from MWK, so you know that this is going to be a spicy series if we've got stuff like this going on.
There we go. Very friendly, smiley face GG from MWK. We're going to be going to game number 2 with Sugo taking our first one.
Yep.
What did I say, man? It was in the packet that I was handed. You know, I was reading through the show notes, and they're like, by the way, Sugo's going to smash MWK.
Is that what it said?
It has been written.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter who Sugo goes up against. When it matters the most, Sugo wins. They could put in Dandy. They could put in DeWalt. I don't care who it is. Give me Sugo. We're winning. So,
give me Sugo or give me death.
So our second map, Gladiator again. And we've also got an interesting note for this because MWK has switched to Terran. So let's see how he does on Gladiator with Terran.
No chance.
I don't like Gladiator for Terran. I mean, out of all the maps in the map pool on ladder, I don't ban Gladiator, but you can do a bunch of shenanigans with Protoss. So let's see if MWK... Oh, it looks like he random. So maybe MWK is a random player?
Ooh, sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah, I don't know. But we do have our white Terran at the top left. It is MWK.
Alrighty, and in the bottom left-hand corner, coming off a very nice victory, we got Sugo. Looks like MWK fairly rattled, though. He's saying, Sugo was asking, is this random? And MWK replied, yes, I need it. So I don't think MWK feels very confident versus Sugo at all. I think he is relying on the random advantage to give him a nice little build order win. Build order advantage. And that's pretty dirty, and I have no respect for Norway now. So see you, Norway. I hope you guys know. But for real though, this is definitely an approach. I don't know how good MWK's Terran is, but I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see how this works out. This is a pretty interesting tactical decision.
Well, playing random versus Protoss is really hard for the Protoss because you don't one base versus Zerg almost ever. So if they end up randoming Zerg, you're kind of in a tough spot. And because of this, Sugo's just going to go for a forward gate, which I don't think is bad PvP. It's, well, not ideal, but not terrible. But I like how this opener is a little bit flexible. Now, what does MWK want to go for? Because, I mean, this depot Rax is pretty interesting. You could sit a Marine up here on hold position, and the Zealot can't range it. So I like that. I might actually steal that next time I get this position. But he is going for a 12 cast. I like this move as opposed to something like a 14 CC.
So how do you think Sugo feels right now that he's got his first scout and he kind of sees what's going on here? Do you regret the positioning of this gateway?
No, this is a good build versus Terran forward gate. Very devastating if the player can't control their Marines very well or don't know what critical mass Marines are, and we don't know if MWK is a Terran player or not. He picked Protoss first. He random this time, so I'm not too sure of his Terran ability, but this could get ugly very quickly if he doesn't play Terran that often.
Can the Marine can get up in here between the depot and the barracks and be completely
safe. Yeah, he can just sit there. The Zealot cannot fit through. So this is a pretty cute position, honestly. I would like it a little farther closer to the CC because the Zealot's just going to run by now. Well, here comes that Zealot.
All right. Well, that's going to be annoying. If he gets if he slows down this factory at all, that can be very frustrating.
Well, we had a crucial moment in the game, and the crucial moment was MWK got supply blocked, and he's not building any more Marines. And one Zealot versus one Marine, not ideal, and also having to pull so many SCVs. Probe even dealing a lot of damage to this SCV on the factory. Now we have two Zealots versus one Marine. This is a nightmare. This is probably it, honestly.
My god. And oh no, the second Marine just kind of sits out there and gets taken out for nothing too. Oh my gosh.
Well, this is a disaster. We've got Dragoon coming now, and once the Dragoon comes out, it's 100% over. We don't have any Marines. You need something like 4 at this point, maybe 5 or 6 because of how many Zealots there are. Damn, these Marines just pop out, just insta-die. Probe is a killer, dude. He's got 2 kills already. Oh, look at this positioning of the Probe and Zealot. He's going to hold position and try and catch the Vulture as it pops. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, he tried, but he's just going to fight these SCVs instead. But here comes the Goon. Goon's coming in, and this is going to be game over.
Well, it's a good thing we got the bunker on the high ground, because if we didn't have that, this would be a serious problem. But thankfully, we do have a bunker on the high ground, so we can... Oh, we lost? What happened? I don't understand. I thought we had a bunker. All right, well, I guess it's all over then. See ya.
Yeah, a bit ugly. Happens sometimes. I'm reminded of my 3-minute loss versus Eon Zerg in NA versus EU. So not the showing MWK wanted to go for, but Sugo has come through again. I knew we could count on him. And NA is up 2-1. So let's look and see what our next matchup is going to be. It is going to be Tim versus Erling, another PvT. So let's get into that. Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, I forgot Erling Ho is a race picker, so it's actually gonna be Protoss versus Zerg.
Tim in the chat. What's up, Tim? You better not spoil this, or I'll ban you from being alive.
Yep, so Sylphid again. Erling Ho as Zerg. See, I should have told Tim before this, if he wanted to win the game, just change his race. Force Erling to play a different race. Just have a stalemate. I pick Zerg, you play Terran. No, I pick Protoss, you play Zerg. No, I pick Terran, you play...
He just gives up.
All right.
That's so funny,
In bottom
man.
left, we've got the purple Zerg. It is Erlingho.
Alrighty, man. In the bottom right-hand corner, spawning as the red Protoss, we have the darling of the USA scene, man. We've got Tim. I was gonna say NA, but my brain can come up with the 2 letters, so I decided to go with the one that was 3.
Yeah, Tim, really
All
good
right,
Protoss, up and coming. Been coached by, who he's been coached by,
like
Mr.
literally
Sugo and Dragon and all the other Protoss players in NA. He's really good. I think he hit S rank last season, approaching S rank this season. So really good Protoss player. Now Erling, like I said, I don't remember. Well, I remember this guy, but literally it's been like 15 years since I played him, so I'm not exactly sure of his rating. But if he's playing in the top 5 of Norway, I mean, he's got to be at least near S rank, so this should be pretty even match, I think.
how'd you even get a hold of him? Was it Incomplete that helped
Oh
you
yeah,
out, or?
Incomplete said he's got his lineup ready, and then I just saw that Erling was on the list. I'm like, wow, I recognize that name. And then I called in the troops for the NA lineup. I said, who wants to deal with EU again? Sugo's hand instantly shot up. Jae-yoon's hand instantly goes up.
To deal with you. They're getting a little too confident over there. We need to put the smackdown on him once again. Who wants to give him a nice slap in the face? Sugo with his 7-foot across hand just moves a momentous amount of air as his hand glides through, comes into contact with EU's giant face,
We need to,
knocks 2 teeth
yeah.
out.
I mean, we need to have more NA versus EU because NA won last time, but it was what, like 6-4? And EU is stacked. Like, they could send out just Poland and they'd be stacked. Like, it's crazy how stacked Poland. So we need to get a rematch with them to see if NA can confirm that it's the best region, not a fluke. So I look.
What we need to do is we need to start a cult compound, right? Like we're gonna become like some of those weirdos that are like out in the Appalachian Mountains or whatever, and like we have like a fenced-in compound where we like kidnap children and then like indoctrinate them into brood war culture. I think that's how we beat Poland. Personally, it just seems like a good plan, just completely legal and normal.
Might be the only plan to beat Poland. They're just so incredibly stacked. You guys talking about it yesterday. Yeti, Boneth, True Touch. We have apparently Vingzil is from Poland. He's good. I mean, we could call in Caster Zero. He's great. And then, they can just call Draco out of retirement, Draven out of retirement. Like, hey, we need you. And I'm sure they would show up and play. Like, that's 6-7 Polish players right there. They're all amazing. But anyways, with this game, we've got Tim going for a standard Forge expand. He's got his gas going. Meanwhile, Erling building a third hatch in his main. Now, this is definitely very old school-esque, similar to the multiverse game in the sense that it's in the main. Still no gas, though. Now, the probe goes down, but, I mean, the probe has been alive for so long. To see no gas at this point, I mean, you know that this guy's going 4, 5, 6 hatch before any type of gas play.
That's a style I'm a fan of. I do like making hatcheries. And I feel like gas is really overrated in this matchup when you could just make cracklings, right? So you just make hatcheries and you take all the bases, right? Like that's a strategy. You just take all the bases.
I mean, that's my strategy when I play Zerg versus Protoss sometimes. Sometimes I alternate, right? Like, you see me play Zerg versus Protoss. Sometimes, I'm just feeling the air, right? Like, I love the gliding of the mutas, just the mass mutas, take every base. But sometimes I'm just feeling like, 2-hatch hive. Go mass ling with the filer. Maybe not even go to filer, just pure crackling with upgrades. It's just whatever I'm feeling that day. So that is.
Dude, when I was watching you play that stupid, the first time I watched you play that stupid fucking strategy where you just took like 7 bases and you just went all muta, I was like, what is going on here? Who lets this guy get away with this shit? Who do I have to pay to get these opponents? It's ridiculous, man. I feel like you gotta be doing something.
Well, let me give you a tip, Doc Holliday. If you go into the game thinking you're going to lose, you're going to lose. So when I play, I'm just thinking, I'm going to kill this guy. I don't care if I'm playing PCS name. I'm going to treat him the same. I'm going to take every base, and you're going to die. That's my mindset. Now, if I lose, well, it happens. But if you go in defeated, you're going to lose. So you got to keep that mindset, Doc Holliday. I was just feeling confident. I'm like, you know what? This guy can't stop me. Give me every base. That's what I did.
I got you. I got you. All right. So you're big fan of The Secret, and you're just manifesting your reality by believing.
You just got to believe in your own power. And Tim's believing in his own power because he's decided that he wants this game to end quick. He's got +1 weapon already halfway done. He went straight Citadel, rushing outspeed, and he's got a somewhat fast Templar Archive. So I'm guessing that this is going to be like 10 Zealots and go, and then like a rally DT somewhere while all the chaos is going on, snipe a drone line.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to go pretty well, too. I mean, the SimCity so far doesn't look particularly impressive out of Erlingo.
Yeah, these hatcheries are wild, man. Like, look at this bottom hatch, the middle hatch, fourth hatch at the natural.
Yeah, and that random sunken that like blocks a decent wall off from ever going down. Like, I don't understand what the deal is here, but a nice strong Zealot attack is going to be pretty dang scary.
Yeah, first 4 Zealots are moving across the map. Just now the Overlord gets in and sees what's going on. Wow, actually Tim's building Templar. I'm so surprised. Like, he has 3 gate. I thought for sure this was going to be 7, 8, 9, 10 Zealots just streaming across the map. He's going to have +1 lining up like within 20 seconds or so. There's the DT as expected, but 4 Zealots. Erlingho doesn't care about 4 Zealots.
Well, he does at that base up top, though.
I mean, that's a sunken, Doc Holliday.
It's speed, but it's 1 sunken.
It doesn't matter how many sunkens. You seen those things?
They're actually ridiculous if you look at their stats. They do 40 damage and have 300 HP. They're kind of insane.
I mean,
they need splash though, man, because they look kind of like siege tanks with like the little thing coming off the back. Could you imagine if they just had splash damage?
I don't want to imagine, because if I start imagining that, like, I'm just, like, what do I imagine? Watching my Marine medic just get vaporized by 2 sunkens because they splashed the whole ball? That'd be awful.
So,
well,
no, dude, it'd be the best. That's the balance change we need.
Yeah. Well, we've got a small counterattack by Erlingho, and meanwhile, Tim's doing pretty much what I thought. He's sending a DT across the map, and it's actually going to be Erling that's going to make the game chaotic. And this DT, I would like for him to go to top left, but unfortunately there's Overlords there, so it would end up dying. But I do like the idea. Sayre going into the main, going to try to draw attention there. And Tim got to pull back that DT. No, it's going to fall.
Oh, Tim. Well, he tried. I would like to see this Overlord get picked off, though. That's just like chilling in between the 2 bases here at Tim's base. I feel like, if you pick that off, you don't really need to worry too much about your defense anymore. We still have slow Overlords on the field, so it's going to be a long time before the Zerg can really bust your natural or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. And I just don't like having an Overlord looking at everything you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to... I mean, I don't even know if he sees it, right? Like, look, I turned off the vision of Erlingho. Tim doesn't even know this Overlord is here. He has no idea. He would just go kill it if he did. The cannon could even range it.
That's so weird, man. I could have sworn that this could be seen. Dude, this is like the new placement. This is where I'm sticking my Overlords from now on. That's ridiculous.
Well, we've got Erling.
How can that not be seen?
I don't know. Like, that's nuts. That's I mean, he still has no idea. He has a Sayre, but it's just out in no man's land. He has no clue.
Yeah, That's so frustrating, dude. You can do this versus Terran too, because it doesn't even get seen. It's not like, Tim is not making Dragoons, and so that's the reason why it's dying. There's no Sayres. It's literally just invisible.
Yeah, I mean...
I want to see how much vision it gives. Oh my god, it can see, like, all the space in the natural.
Yeah, it sees everything. It sees the Coons coming out. It sees the Forge spinning.
Dude, this is the Illuminati. This is the Illuminati overlord, man.
Well,
He knows all and he sees all.
Well, Erling's style is very old school. We've got 6 hatch. He's got +1 on his hiders. He's got double evolution chamber. No lurker upgrade just yet. This is what people used to call Sauron Zerg. Like he just wants to fight, man. Like he's just gonna constantly build units all the time. But he's gonna have to have really good production because Tim, he's on 8 gate. He's already got range and he's barreling down the map. Remember, he didn't attack with 10 zealots early on, and he didn't lose them. So this zealot count has remained high. He's got a big power spike coming in pretty soon. Just now, he's going to hit +2. I don't see how Erling stops this, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a pretty huge army, but the storms are going to do a lot to thin this out. Oh my god! The storms are going to do everything to thin this out. Holy crap, what a fantastic storm.
Yeah, the storms are just immaculate. But Erling had a huge arc, and actually he may end up holding. Look at the supply, it's 95 to 81. Despite taking so much damage to storms, he does dwindle down the Protoss army. He still has 6 hatches. He's got +1 weapon, so his hiders hit pretty hard. But Tim kept most of his Templars alive. He kept his Dragoons alive. He really only lost Zealots, and with 8 gate, he will be able to replenish those Zealots pretty quickly.
Yeah, the question is, though, is he going to be able to outproduce the Zerg? I mean, we have a ton of Sunkens coming up here at the top mineral only area. So that base is super, super safe. We've got lurkers coming down at the natural as well. I feel like Tim's got to take a 3rd base here very quickly.
Oh, that hero overlord actually went down the Sayre. Finally found it. But Erling's out on the map now, and he's got good 3-base econ. I mean, he's got good drone saturation everywhere. He's got good upgrades. He's about to hit 1-1 power spike across the board. I think he just needs to start taking a 4th base now. Now he's got lurkers on the map. Are there observers anywhere? I don't see a single observer, so Tim, you gotta be very careful here, bro.
Some decent storms taking out a large portion of the
storms,
Zerglings,
Doc,
though.
he just wiped the floor with that Zerg. But a few Lings get across the map, gonna cancel this Nexus. So that's actually a big hit because it might force Tim to turn around. No, Tim's decided he don't care about 6 Lings. Those aren't cracklings.
Yeah, very little army left, though. That's the thing. If you look, it's just the army really at the natural expansion that's left here. Sunken's very good, but not particularly good when they're outnumbered so heavily here. And this is going to be a good angle. All these Zerglings and stuff coming across the bridge here. One good storm is going to be able to mop all this up.
Yeah, hopefully Erling doesn't just move up here because they would just stream across the bridge and just get smacked. Here come those mass Lings. They're actually getting on top of the Dragoons, which is great. Where are all the Zealots?
Storms.
Perfect storm hitting so many Lings.
There we go.
Yeah, but I don't know if Tim can actually push it through. I mean, he's got 12 Dragoons, but other than that, I mean, it's 1 Archon. Well, he does have a storm.
Yeah, but Tim has the power of North America.
Yeah, he has the power of
on his
North
side,
America.
okay?
He also has the power of Protoss. He just wants to end this game, but Erling's got other ideas. He's got Lings pouring in from the back. Sunkens are dealing a lot of damage. Damn, that Archon, 27 kills.
That Archon's still pretty darn healthy too. With good positioning, he's gonna just look at how efficient this Archon
But
is.
all the Dragoons just got melted. Now mass Zealots are coming in. But is it too late? The Lurkers are doing
Just
work
as-
on these Zealots. Damn, Lurker.
Dark Templar coming in here. Still some detection for the Zerg player, but DT is still not a terrible unit, honestly, versus just pure Zergling.
Yeah, Tim, he did break him taking that hatchery, forcing a drone pull, but he may not actually end it right now. He's got a Nexus up at the middle base, at the high ground, or not exactly. Oh no, we got probes stuck in the gateways. Are they gonna move backwards? No, don't do that. Don't do that! Okay, thank you. I hate that, man. There are certain maps that do that. It's like, can you just get out of my base, please? Like SCV, go somewhere else. No, they just get locked up on the barracks. So I was really praying that those probes actually made it to the natural. Now, where are they? Did only 2 go? What? I just had 8 highlighted.
No, I thought I could have sworn. Yeah, I could have sworn I saw them.
I have no idea where they just went. Oh.
All right, well, Erlingo just finishes his hive
That's
now.
at top left. He wants that drone. Get him! Get him!
He's gonna get him. Oh no! It's not gonna happen. Oh, he does it. The last second with his dying breath, swats that drone out of the air.
Damn.
He's just hovering around.
Yeah, I thought for sure that drone was gonna survive. Erling was microing it, but +3 zealots. They were on a mission, and Tim, does he have a second forge anywhere? Okay, there's second forge. He started to get shields. He needs to get armor. He may have clicked it and it didn't actually upgrade, so that would be a little unfortunate if he didn't get it. But still, +3 weapon. I mean, Tim's killing it in terms of upgrade. What is... Oh, wow, Erling's killing it too because he's about to hit a +2 power spike. Tim is up 40 supply, though, which is kind of hurting. But also, Hive is kicked in for Erling, which I did not realize. Now, no... Third drone going through the back. Guess that's the more efficient way. I don't know. But we got a big counterattack to mid-right. Tim a little out of position. We actually had to drop him in the natural.
Tim moving out right now.
Oh, man. This is an anti-timing for Tim. He's way out of position.
What is the army doing? Oh, no.
Not like this. This Nexus is going to die, but... Erling, I think, is going to lose his whole army, but with Hive Tech, he can afford to lose this army. Oh, no. Actually, Tim's running away.
Dude, what is happening?
Oh, wow. Not the greatest engagement for Tim. Lost his Nexus, losing way more units than I thought he was going to lose. But, I mean, the Hydras are heavily upgraded, so I don't blame him for running away there. But I think he should have just straight up fought. But look at the supply now. Remember, we were at 105 to 65 just a minute ago. Now we're at 80 to 65. 2 Lings, man. They're disgusting. Tim's on the ropes. He's mined out in his main. It's about to be mined out in his natural. Also, his probe count is extremely low now. It's like maybe 30 total. And Erling's going strong.
Yeah, this is so funny too because it was going so good for him just a second ago. But yeah, Erling has done a fantastic job at bringing himself back into this game, and we have these Lings that are probably going to come up here once again to the third and cancel it. I mean, he has very good multitasking and doing a very good job at keeping Tim kind of from stabilizing, doing what he wants.
Look at this one lurker. I mean, it kept all the Archons back. He was actually able to pick one off. Meanwhile, a Ling counterattack to the Nexus again. And this is crackling +2. It's going to end up shutting down the Nexus. He no cancel. The minerals were not refunded. So Tim, I think he's dead. He's now down in supply. GG. Erling. Old school Zerg showing us how it's done. Damn. I thought Tim had it. But Erling, that macro man, 6 hatch. He had good upgrades. He was on top of it.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I thought he was in such a bad position for so long. I'm very glad that he stuck it out. I really respect the, like not just GGing at the first sign of things not going your way. And this is kind of a reason why. Like it was a really nice little comeback by him. Fantastic micro, fantastic macro. Did a really good job, and was able to bring it back. From what looked to be a pretty unwinnable situation. I mean, he lost 20% of his production with the attack at the top left. Tim didn't look to be in a particularly bad position. Nothing really had gone in a way that would have, crippled him or whatever, but he just kept playing it out and he was able to bring it back. So
yeah, really impressive play from Erling. Remember that first fight, he lost so much to Storms, but his macro was just really good and he was able to maintain the pace with Tim. So really nice. And now we're finally going to get into a new map. It is going to be Bloody Ridge. So let's see if Tim can even it up. Okay, in the top right, we've got the NA Protoss looking to even up the series. Otherwise, it's going to be an even overall series, 2-2. It is Tim.
Alrighty, well, in the bottom left-hand corner, as the orange Zerg, we've got Erlingho.
Yeah, so you ever played this map, Doc Holiday?
I have, actually. I believe it was in the CPL map pool at one point.
So give me some insight on it. What are you thinking from Zerg's point of view on this map?
Shit, I don't know, dude. I barely know how to play Zerg at all. But no, the natural is like pretty bustable, from what I recall. Like a 3-hatch type of play. Because you have like a lot of space at the choke to kind of spread your Hydralisks out.
Yeah, I mean the choke, just like Tau Cross and what we just saw in Multiverse. Like if Tim goes for a cannon rush, this could be lights out if Erlingho doesn't go for pool first, and that might be what Tim's going for because this probe went across the map extremely fast, and there's no pool. So this could just be Tim playing to the fact that he might know that Erling is very old school, may not even know this map at all. Also, they're chatting in the game, and in general, when you start chatting, you're kind of just autopilot. So I would have loved if...
Dude, that's my CPL strategy. I always talk to my opponents and do something really shitty like a 9 pool.
It's the only way you can win, Doc Holiday. I know you.
Wow. You know, that's just rude, okay? Look, I'm just a player who uses everything he has to his advantage, okay? Don't shame me. Don't strategy shame me.
Oh, Zero telling me a hotkey that I was not aware of, hiding the toolbar on the side.
Little bar.
Well, Erlingho did actually go for a pool afterwards. I guess he saw the probe real fast and decided that, hey, guess I need to get this pool because I'm not going to get this hatchery down. And Tim is going to get Nexus up pretty quickly. Not Nexus first, but still pretty damn good opener. May even go for a gate before this cannon. We'll have to wait and see what this probe wants to do. What about this Sim City? This is kind of a weird... Well, I guess Zealots can fit through, but this is a bit of a weird forge gate wall. This may just open up Tim to some type of Hydra bust. If I saw a wall like this, I would for sure 3-hatch bust. I wonder if you can even range this pylon from the high ground at this third base. Is that possible? Oh, that's not the right
I don't
button.
think so.
I'm trying to... well, this will get scouted eventually. I don't know. I don't know all the hotkeys. Alt Z. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this... Okay, it doesn't look like you could range that pylon. That would be pretty abusive if you could. That would be crazy. Alright, so everything is pretty normal. We've got Tim just playing a normal Protoss game. He's got his gas going. He's got his fast Nexus. And Erling, just like last time, no fast gas, no 230 gas. This is probably just going to be the same thing we just saw, the 5-hatch opener before gas. And it worked out pretty well. No reason to change anything if it's working for you.
Man, this map has got such a ridiculously large main and natural expansion. I don't know why, but it just seems absurd how huge it is.
You can build everywhere, and you can also start like putting tanks down here and sieging the Nexus over here. If you're playing Terran versus Protoss, you can use it for Terran versus Terran to, you know, create an opening to elevator in. Like, there's a whole bunch of different things you can do with mains like this. And then, of course, everybody's worst nightmare, you can recall almost everywhere. Here we go, Tim, first initial pressure with this Zealot. Again, he's going for... This is extremely fast +1. We're already maybe like 10% through, and it's only 4:30 in the game, Tim. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean... This is going to be a very fast Zealot push, but... So, man, Erling is like the weirdest player. Do we already have a Sunken randomly at the natural? I'm not sure what his thoughts are on what's going on right now in this game, but man, his strategies are super weird.
Well, like I said, this guy this is old school. Like, I don't know when he started, but I remember him. So like this is as old school as it gets. Maybe Drone is a little more old school than everybody else, but like this is what you did back then. Like you're getting a glimpse into the past with Erling Ho here. Like this is how you used to play Zerg. You would just man mode Hydra Ling, skip lurkers for a long time, Sauron Zerg it up for a majority of the game. And so far, I mean, it's worked perfectly. This time I hope Tim does build that 10 zealots that I was talking about. He's getting speed again. It's a very similar build to what it may actually be the same build to what we just saw. I hope.
Oh my god, there's nothing in this wall.
That's true. And again, this Overlord, he sees everything. Wow, look at Tim. He's taking a third base. This is crazy.
Oh, but he can't see the pylon, so I don't know if he knows the wall's open.
Sit down,
right now.
Ling. Erling, you ain't gonna win that fight, dude. 2 zealots, 1 probe. Probe does amazing damage. Well, I mean, he gets the probe, but we lost a lot of lings, and we see Tim's opener. Like, every ling is so crucial here. So this might actually just be the go switch for Tim.
Man, could you imagine if he ran into the natural though? Holy crap.
that would have been game over. There was, like you said, nothing there. The Overlord, I guess, just barely missed it. Oh, man, unfortunately, another Templar.
Yeah, it could only see the furthest boundary of the gateway. It didn't see, where in between the pylon spaces or anything. But, oh, man, that would have been ridiculous. But, yeah, I mean, Erlingo is really not prepared. He seems to be very sunken happy, though. So I think once we start approaching a timing like with another 2 or 3 more zealots, we should be seeing a couple more sunkens go down. But right now we only got 1 on the high ground at the 3rd and 1 at the natural here. So yeah, kind of interesting play right now. We have a spire coming down as well. Do we even have a no, we don't. We don't have a
no,
Hydra
it's
Den
just
anymore.
Spire, and I think Tim's going for Zealot, 2 DTs with an Archon push. Like, this would be huge punching power. Yeah, there's the Archon. So this is going to be a very deadly army. If he was to sync it all up, but he didn't sync it up, he's just sending the Zealots. Now, they do have +1. And remember, he just killed 10 lings for essentially free.
There we go. Yep. This 3rd base is really vulnerable right now. You're going to park 2 zealots up there?
Well, Muta's just popped out. That's going to push back the Zealots. But here come those DTs. But Erling's got his Overlord in positioning. Muta's just wiped the floor with these Zealots. Where's that Archon? Did I miss it? Where's the Archon? Oh, he just sat back at the natural. He didn't send it out.
Yeah, he's just hanging out.
Well, Erling really took no damage to those Zealots, and he also showed the DTs, so Erling knows that those are patrolling out on the map, and also Erling knows that Tim wants to take an early 3rd base. Now, oh, perfect timing with oh my gosh, almost a huge hit onto those Mutas. No, it doesn't get any damage done. Got...
Dude, the Archon just gives up, man.
Yeah, well, no damage to be found with these Mutas. Nothing... Really no opportunity. Okay, now we found an isolated cannon at the natural. Going to take out some probes.
I mean, he could just kill his 2nd cannon even. Like...
Yeah, he could. Here comes those 2 Archons again, but this ledge is going to prevent the Archons from really ever getting onto these Mutas. So a good find for Erling to get those probes, because really... That was probably the only opening in Tim's defense.
Oh my gosh, he's catching all these zealots out here too. He's just finding so much damage with these.
Yeah,
Mutas.
These Mutas are really dealing a lot of damage. And now he's got 13 Mutas, and the Archon's out of position. And these cannons are all gonna fall. Yeah, they're all dead. This Nexus, I don't think is gonna fall. Oh no, the Archon! What are you doing? He's getting stuck. Get out there, dude!
Oh my
Get
God.
in the fight! The probes earlier wanted to fight. You don't want to fight?
Oh my God.
This Nexus is dead. Look at
He
that.
like tried to go around the
Look
left
at
side
this.
of the gateway. Oh,
This
there's a wall
Archon,
there.
he sent in his brother to fight. Like, he didn't even want to fight. Like, come on, dude. That's sad.
Dude, he's been doing this all day. He didn't come with the push. Now he's not defending the third base. This is the world's worst Archon. He takes the cheap win, gets an Overlord kill. That's enough for the day.
Oh my god, he's fired.
Oh my god, this is the most North American. Oh god, what an Archon. This Archon's probably like 55 pounds overweight, doesn't like his wife anymore. He's got like 3 kids that are always being really shitty because they don't have good parenting. Like, he just goes to his office job and comes back, drinks 3 beers, and passes out on the couch every day.
I got my eye on him. I mean, 2 of these Archons have 1 kill, but I know which one is the traitor Archon. It's this sucker right here. I probably would have just killed him off, or actually I may have just left the game because that's depressing. But Tim, he's starting to take his third base again. I mean, because his Archons aren't fighting, he's got a sizable Archon count. It's 4. He started to build up a bunch of gateways. He's got, how many is this? 8 gate. He's got double forge going again. Wow, does he already have +3? No. He does have +2 though, and halfway to +3, so upgrades really killing it. Meanwhile, Erlingho, let's see what his upgrades are. No upgrades just yet, but he's got Hive almost done.
Oh. Are the mutants gonna fly over these Archons?
Do it.
Dude, this is 300 IQ big brain positioning.
Okay.
Oh my god!
This
Archon's not shooting
the one
enough,
Archon
though.
I had selected that I know it's him. He didn't fire, man.
He didn't.
Well, Mutus into the natural, taking out all the cannons, and Bloody Ridge, I mean, it takes you so long to get back that he's going to lose a lot of probes here. Well, I actually didn't lose that many probes, but he at least has to pull off the line. He's having to build so many cannons. Another Archon morph going down. Is he going to kill this Nexus?
I feel so bad for Tim. He's like got these like really fantastic ideas about how he wants to use his positioning. Like, look, he's got these 2 Archons back here to catch the mutas on the retreat. But like, this one Archon is just spoiling everything for him, man.
Yeah, but the funny thing is their Archons are so well upgraded now, and they've taken no damage. His army is ridiculously strong. Like, if he goes right now, the whole army of Erlingho is laying Muta, but he's got 5 Sunkens at each base. Oh, Greater Spire even.
Oh
I mean,
my God.
there's no Sares in sight, so you might as well go for Spire or Greater Spire. He can just position him over the ledge of the natural. You're never going to be able to hit them there. Now, other than that, I'm not too sure where you would use the Guardians, but that would be a pretty cute spot. But here comes Tim. Guess he's had enough. He's got 5 Archons. Can he bust through? 5 Sunkens, a lot of links. They're going to have Adrenaline. Yeah. Oh, they do have Adrenaline.
Mutus taking out the mineral line at the natural, but a little focused on Erlingho's natural right now. He's gonna just let his Muta attack squad kind of chill out there. But look how absurd the Archon damage is right now. I mean, even with cracklings, these guys have taken maybe 100 damage total on all of them.
Yeah, man.
Look at just these stupid cotton balls just rolling in here, just annihilating everything.
Look at the natural of Tim. These mutas, he split up his mutas and he's backstabbing. He's gonna kill this Nexus, and +3 weapon just kicked in. And now these Guardians that I was saying should sit over the ledge at the natural on Tim's base. They're sitting over the ledge at the natural at Erlingho's. Oh no, they're all.
Oh no, but then Archons are getting on them though. Oh my god, that was so close. These Guardians can save the day for sure. They do a ton of damage. They've got great range versus these Archons. But, oh my god, if they had just flown into those, I don't know what I would have done, man. My head would have exploded.
Yeah, well, you knew the Archons aren't going to engage them because they don't fight. They just don't want to fight today. But here it comes. Those 2 Archons were getting in there, but they're getting blasted. I mean, there's a lot of Guardians here. All of the Archons just vaporized, and both players took big hits there, losing the natural for Erlingho, losing the natural for Tim. Supplies have been reset. But he didn't kill the Hive Tech. And because he didn't kill the hive tech, you're
Yeah.
still going to be able to get +2, +3, defilers, lurkers, and all that.
Well, and on top of that, I'm actually just really confused on why Tim was morphing an additional Archon here. He really needs to have Storms so he can deal with these Guardians. That's all he's got. We don't even have a Stargate on the field. So it's pretty much just Storm and maybe some Dragoons. But look at this. We're morphing some more
Look
Archons.
how ballsy this Guardian morph is right below the entrance. But Tim has no idea. But at least these Guardians are in a position that the Archons can get in there. And Tim has a lot of...
Yeah, but these ones coming
Yeah,
from
not
the Nat, though.
And this is probably going to draw the
Yeah,
attention to Tim
are
over there.
invincible.
He's no reaction to the bottom just yet. Okay, here he goes. Can he pick them off? Get in there. There we go. Archon. Big hit right there.
Oh my god, but you can micro the Guardians over the ledge, back and forth. The Archons are too slow. Look at
Oh my god.
it's impossible.
Get in there! He just got blasted!
He keeps trying to chase them and they just go back over the ledge. This is so
These
sad.
might be the worst Archons in history. And then he just runs behind the wall. The pylon, now he's got to run around the Nexus. It gets blocked by a probe. He dies before he even gets in there.
Oh, Tim, I'm so sorry, dude. He's just like, all right, we're sending the fucking Zealots. There's nothing else we can do.
Look at this
Oh,
Archon now.
jeez.
He's a man. He's coming.
He's
he doesn't
coming.
care. Get in there. Okay, he takes one out.
He's just gonna get.
No, he got two of them.
Oh, wow, hey.
But these Guardians on the left
most
side,
productive
they're
Archon.
still going.
Dude, I know.
Oh my gosh, this Sim City.
We don't even have a storm available.
This Sim City is rough. Like, the Archon can only come in through the top side. Corsairs are going to save the day now.
Yeah, well, these Zealots in the meantime got pretty much nothing done. Erlingo, just a huge Sunken fan, apparently.
Yeah, Sunken's doing work. Guardian's going to take out the Nexus at mid-right, but Tim hit a base at bottom right. But this Ling, why is it over here? It scouts bottom right, and I thought that for sure this base is going to get up as a hidden base, but Lings are coming across now, and this is going to get taken out. Zealots are running for their lives, but they're going to get murdered by these incoming Hydras. This game is nuts. I mean, Erlingho's still
Yeah.
on 3 base. He's about to mine out his 3rd base. His main is maybe halfway, a little more than halfway. Really, he's on 1.5 bases in the next couple minutes.
Tim's natural has been raided so many times though that it's got full minerals still.
That's hilarious. It's true. They do have half minerals. Cannon gets up. That's what Tim needs. Zealots are going to clean up the Hydras. Guardians are here. This time, the Corsairs should be able to kill them before the Guardians can deal too much damage. Oh, but the Hydras!
But he's not engaging the Hydras though.
There we go. Pops 2 Guardians. That one's going to fall. And Tim's going to hold this. Meanwhile, Muta's back. We're back at the natural, Doc Hollow. We got 2 Guardian Morph right on top of his Nexus.
Oh
And look at the positioning.
I didn't
The
even
Archon
notice
can't
that.
range it. It's got to come all the way around here and then around the side and hit it.
Oh my god. That's so funny. Tim looks like he's noticed, so the Corsairs are back now, but... Oh, he even cancels the Guardians, though. The Stairs are on their way.
This is crazy. Crazy, I tell you. Let's take a look at the upgrades. 1-0, soon to be 1-1 or 2-1 for Erlingho. Now we've got a sizable Sair count. It's up to 4. There's no armor on the Mutas. These Sairs will still be able to pack quite a punch. And Tim has stabilized bottom right, but his probe line has been decimated. Even though he's got 3 Nexus, he's only got about 25 probes total, and none are mining the natural.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised though about the natural situation right now. I mean, I don't know if it's just because he's scared to mine the natural at this point. It's just PTSD. But man, that's one resource that he really needs to start taking advantage of. I mean, he's got even probes just chilling in the main base.
Oh, storm. Does he not have storm?
He does.
Oh, he
Did you
didn't
not
research
research
it.
it?
He's been building Archons the whole time.
my
Doesn't have
God.
storm. No, and the Sayers are isolated too.
Well, bottom right's ultra dead then, because there's one zealot and one cannon. But Erlingo deciding to back off now. Dude, what does Tim do?
I don't know. He needs more probes. He needs to build out of his main and just rally them to the natural. If he can get that running, Erlingho is running out of resources. He's finally taking top left, but main natural third, all about to mine out. If Tim could survive maybe the next 2 attacks from Erlingho, he would be in an okay position, but he's down supply. His army comp is just not the greatest. It's Zealot Archon, and now we're facing Hydra Lurker. If it was Lings, that would be a little bit different, especially since we have +3. But now that it's Hydras and we don't have Storm, how do you win a fight? Oh, man, and we're getting split up.
What he needs to do is he needs to get Burrow and burrow the Archons, right? So as the army passes over them, he unburrows them and all the splash damage kills everything.
This base is dead. It's dead in the water, and Tim's running back to his natural. This is painful. The one good thing about losing the base is at least Tim doesn't have to move back and forth to defend. Like, he's not going to get pulled out of position. He can just get a consolidated army at his nat. It overlooks the third base, so he can take that relatively easily. But we've got to get more Templar. But he's gas starved. He has no gas.
Yeah, I mean, that those are the units that he needs right now too, are those Templar. Well, I think Erlingo, when he's stabilizing on this 4th base, is going to be major. I mean, Tim is in such a bad position.
Yeah, Tim is in a not ideal situation, but he does have his 3rd Nexus going up. We talked about...
Dude, we have an
Ultra?
Ultralist!
Oh, there's the single Ultra.
Yeah, we have a lot of Ultralists. What the hell? Why are we going Ultralists in such a low money situation? Ultralists are fine if you're just trying to spend just a giant bank, but this seems like a really inefficient use of money.
Oh, I think that Erlingho probably realizes that Tim's going to start spamming out Storm, and then the Ultras can just soak up the Storm. I don't know, but I don't mind the Ultras. I mean, they're super tanky, and this is very low eco game, so he needs to have as favorable trades as possible, because there's 7 Archons, but I mean, Archons are really strong versus Ultras, so I don't know, but he's got good upgrades on them. It's not like they're 0-0 or whatever. They're 1-2. He's got no armor coming in just yet, but...
Oh my gosh, this 3rd gets caught again with just a small group of cracklings.
And
this isn't going to be enough to cancel it, I don't think. Well, God, they do so much damage.
It just took it down 500 or so health in 5 seconds. That was 5 Lings. That's crazy.
Yeah. And there were 2 cannons on top of it that they got rid of too. Alright, well, Erlingo doing a good job stalling for time, taking more bases.
I don't know if Tim could afford this, but like a DT drop would be... Oh, there. As I say that, he's morphing DTs. Like, we got to have... well, DT drop isn't even going to be that good anymore because the main's mined out. And this is just... This summarizes how the day is going for Tim. The probes at the forge, at the natural. Just not the day for Tim. Well, Erlingho's just posturing back and forth. It is a scrappy game. He's making sure he secures some more bases because he was running out of resources. And Tim is securing his side of the map also. He's got 3 base. He did find those probes. They do transfer out. And now he's got good saturation in his main and natural. Just needs to start mining gas there.
Yeah, I mean, Tim is posturing all over the map right now, trying to, I don't know, maybe find a nice engagement with like a partial army or something like that. But I'm so scared for. Oh my God! Look at this massive Zerg wave.
Yeah, and the ultras.
This is the best spot to take it, and these storms are doing massive
Yeah,
damage.
Archon's getting full hits, backed up with Storm. That's about as good as it possibly could have gone for Tim. But there's just too much. Erlingho is gonna take it 2-0 over Tim. Oh, whoops. Did not want to play again. And we've got a series, boys. We've got 2-2 going to the ace match, the decider match. We got the man himself. It is Jae-yoon going up against Norway's final hope in Doko. And Doko is another Protoss player from Norway. I think he's Protoss. Kix just said uses Teisagi to win. Is he Terran? Well, let's just get into it and we can find out. No, Doko is a Protoss player. So we got another Protoss versus Zerg coming at you.
TT1 saying he feels like Jane's about to choke. Wow.
TT1, he's not a believer in NA, but I am. I'm a believer. I mean, I'm a believer in Norway too. They're doing really well. 2-2. It doesn't get any closer than this. So let's see who's going to take it. Is it going to be Jae-yoon? Is it going to be Doko?
Man, I don't know if TT1 believes anything anymore, man. I think he's just a sad, beleaguered, like, nihilist, just sitting, just perpetually pessimistic.
Well, in the top middle, we have Norway's final participant. It is Mr. IRK Doko.
Alrighty, man. And I don't think he even needs an introduction. We have the yellow Zerg, bottom left. We have Jae.
Yeah, we got Jae-yoon. And look at this ID. Jae-yoon, just blank. No tag, no nothing. Jae-yoon recently said that he's going to play for Nas instead of Media in STPL. So basically, now that he's not even wearing the tag, he's just dead to me. He's dead. He's done. Stay in Nas, Jae-yoon.
Dude, can you... Who is going to play for Media?
What do you mean?
No one's going to play for Media.
We have Future.
Where's
when I
Media?
want victories, I send Future out, put him on Plasma, put him on Troy. He had like a 90% win rate. What do you mean no one wants to play for Media? In chat, every time I'm like, who wants to play STPL? Future every single time. Every time.
Yeah. You have what, three players you're going to play now?
That's all we need is 3. It's 5 people. We just take a free loss in one game, win 3-1. Come on, Doc Holliday. I don't need more.
Oh my God. Gypsy quit. Bryce quit. I don't know how Artosis is feeling. Like, G5 quit.
No, G5's
Who else
actually
quit?
in Media Discord. He's like, we playing? Nobody ever answers him. He's there. He played.
Really?
We have 4 people that want to play STPL, and Jae-yoon's like, nah, I'm
All
out
right,
of here.
all right. So
Yeah, he
Jaden's
just left.
Just the little
He
little
saw-
party pooper. You had the 5-man squad. You could have done it. No
it's
problem.
just sad, right? Like,
Dude, Jaden just thinks he's so fucking cool with his Bubba Burger sponsor. He's like, look at me, I'm a streamer. Ah! And you know what? When was the last time you even streamed?
yeah, when's the last time he even streamed? He doesn't. But in this game, let's get into it. We've got, I think it was an overpool from Jae-yoon, and Doko playing pretty standard. We've got Forge Expand from him. No shocker. Now, we hope that this probe survives because Curiosity lost his probe pretty fast. And even though Jae-yoon is not... oh, no. No. Even though Jae-yoon's not like tight 2, you still want to know what Zerg's doing.
Jaden occasionally will play very tricky though. He does have the ability to play very strange. He just elects not to as much.
Yeah, Jae-yoon, when he starts getting clever, like it's hard to deal with because you don't expect it. It's kind of like if I ever tried to get clever, but I don't ever get clever. I just hit that O button and hope that it wins me the game. I mean, why use anything else, you know?
All right, man. Well, all right. So let's see. So I'm probably gonna meet Jaden down
Oh, so
in SoCal again here when I go to the LA land, right? Maybe I should just bring should I just bring like a tattoo gun and like hold him down, just give him a media tattoo, so he can
no,
never
he's
leave the
gone.
clan.
He's dead to me. I don't want him in media. He's not. He's not allowed back in. He's out. He's not real media. That's it.
Oh
Done.
wow! Ouch! All right, he's
He's
out for
done.
good.
Well, we've got standard play from Jaeyoon. He's got 3 Hatch, Lair. Doko, we'll see if he's going to go straight Citadel like we just saw Tim go for. Or is he going to go into what we usually see, which is the Stargate into DT? No Forge spinning just yet, and definitely not as fast as Tim. There's Stargate. So standard from him also. I really wish more people would use Sarah Reaver. Nobody ever uses it though. Like when I saw Multiverse, I was so happy because I thought this has got to be a Sarah Reaver map for sure. And we did see a few games on it, but Sylphid, we don't ever see it. And I think Sylphid is another map that could be good for Sarah Reaver, just like Whiteout is. You go for a big gate timing, like 8 gate with a Reaver mixed in, and it's a pretty punishing attack.
All right, Noken, I need you to address the comments in the chat from STPL, aka Kix. He is asserting that media is dead and that you need to join a new team, but you're too scared to play in STPL. How does that make you feel?
Scared of what? Scared of what in STPL? Well, I am scared of the maps. You seen those maps? Like Plasma?
Yeah, I know.
Holy moly. Neo Arkanoid? Get me out. Just get me out as a Terran player. If I was Protoss, I'd be loving it though. Like 1 base carrier, 1 base arbiter. I don't know. But as Terran, no. Get me out of those maps, man.
Dude, I remember one time I got challenged by Kix to like a best of whatever. And one of the maps he chose, there was like 4 chrysalises on my natural expansion that I had to kill before I could put my natural down.
What map was that? That's like Plasma.
No,
You gotta
dude.
kill 4 eggs or like a line of eggs to get outside of your base.
No, they were on the natural expansion. I had 1 base Zerg.
Oh yeah,
Neo-Arkanoid.
Arkanoid. To be fair, STPL, even though the maps are like very hard to play on because they're so unstandard, they make for very interesting games. If you play an STPL, you're gonna have an enjoyable game. At least watching it. You may not enjoy playing it because of how weird it is, but watching it, they have really good games in STPL.
Dude, that game that he tried to make me play on that stupid map, he 2-port wraithed me. So it was one hatch, one hatch Zerg versus 2-port wraith.
Yeah, so I mean, we need to get people
dirty,
like
man.
Leda to sign up. Like, 2-port Wraith, man, he would show you how to play those maps for sure. Leda's an innovator. You'd have no problem playing on maps like that. But me, unless I can sit in my base and do 2-1, it's gonna be rough. Well, Jaeyoon doing Jaeyoon things. He's got 5 hatch. He's got +1 weapon. Doko, he's got a pretty interesting build. He's got already 6 gate. And he went a Stargate opener. Now he's moving out. +1 is about 20% away. And he's going to have a massive amount of zealots. If Jaeyoon gets out onto the map at around like 8-9 minutes, he's going to be in for a rude awakening because like 20 zealots are just going to be in his face.
Yeah. I like. You know what though? I do like the third that Jaden took for defending something like this because it's got the really nice small ramp, very very safe and unattackable. And Jaden just seems to always have just like the exact amount of units where they're supposed to be at the exact time that he needs them. For these defenses, I almost never see him losing to these very fast time attacks. But as I say that, I mean his Hydra army is getting up on this top. This, I guess it's not really a high ground, but this little isolated area, and the zealots are going to be coming from behind, and they're going to have nowhere to go.
He has so many zealots. There's 10 in the back, and there's 5 in the front. Jaehyun, goodbye your army. See ya. This is going to get smacked. And they have +1 weapon too. Goodbye. And where does Doko want to use this army? I'm just looking at, is there any base vulnerable? Like, every base is vulnerable, actually. There's no Sunkens at the third, none at the natural either. And Jaehyun's running.
Alrighty, well, he's actually doing a fairly successful job running overall, though. I'm surprised he didn't take more damage on his Hydralisks as he was leaving. I thought that for sure was an entirely dead army. Yeah, this is a pretty scary situation. Doko's doing a really fantastic job controlling his zealots here. They're really not allowing Jaehyun's army to really stop and start firing on him.
I don't know how Jaehyun does it because he's even in supply. Well, almost even in supply. I thought he was dead for sure because of how many zealots.
I told you, man. He's just a wizard.
Got so much.
It doesn't matter when. How.
Oh no! Move, command zealots! Not like this.
The zealots.
That's what Jaehyun.
Oh my God! That four zealot deaths. Oh Lord, that misclick. Yeah, indeed.
That might just be all Jaehyun needs, because that's a lot of zealots loose. Okay, Storm just finished. Doko will hold on for now, but the Overlord, I think, saw that the zealots didn't make it back yet. Now he knows where the zealots are. He's just going to pincer them, and Doko is going to try and salvage it. He's got Storm coming in through the back, but there's very few support there. All these Templars would be exposed.
Oh my God, Doko's zealot positioning is so weird.
Well, it's hard. He's 1Aing this group of 12, and they're just getting, mixed up. Attacking Hydras in the back, attacking in the front, and Jaehyun is coordinating his attack really well. Now he has a supply lead. He's taking a 4th base. A good storm there. Really big storm, killing a lot of Hydras. And Doko's going into the big goon-based army now. He's got 7 gate, and even though he lost a lot of zealots, at least it was just only minerals. He hasn't lost any Templar yet, and he has 5 Templars still.
Yeah, well, there's no obs on the map. The lurkers aren't in position, so I think maybe you can bust this 4th base. Definitely not the 3rd, though. You can just morph eggs on the ramp there. But Doko looks like he's not going to take the super aggressive route here. I think I like that. But where does he go from here? His 3rd is just now starting. He's taken a lot of damage to his early army, which means his mid-game army is going to be a little bit weaker than it normally is.
He's still fine, but Jaehyun having 4 base is not a good sign for you, because we've got Hive started to come up. He's got another Evolution Chamber coming down, Macro Hatch coming down. And in general, unless you've done something to Jaehyun, you're setting up for disaster. But Doko's not out of it. He's going to have 3 base. He's got a probe over at mid-right, setting up for a 4th base. He's upgrading well. He's already got +1. Does he have a second? He does have a second forge in his main. He's going to have... Wow, actually +2 is already done. So he's going to have 3-1 kicking in relatively soon. That's a good spot to be in as Protoss.
It's so funny. Like when I played StarCraft as a kid, like I just didn't understand why anyone would get upgrades. But they're such an impactful part of the game. I just can't believe I never realized before that they were good.
This Nexus is dead. Oh,
Is
they're
it
not
though?
cracklings. They're not gonna kill it. Well, maybe the lurkers will kill it. Do we have an observer?
What is this army doing though?
He is gonna kill
he's
it.
just gonna give it up.
Well, he
okay.
doesn't have an observer. I don't see an observer anywhere. He can't save it, and that's actually terrible news for Doko. I thought he was in an okay spot, but now that that's gone, he's desperate for money.
Oh man, this is really rough. Alrighty, well, Jay is kind of getting into that portion, that point where he just doesn't lose. He's gonna get into that super late mid game. We're gonna see more hatcheries popping up, more bases being taken, and he's just gonna steamroll Doko in a couple of minutes here with just a
Yeah,
massive
I love
macro
how
army.
Jane's just moving these lings around the side of the map and then coming in through the rally point to see if he can pick off any Templars. Just really smart play. Meanwhile, at home, of course, macroing his heart out. He's got a 15 supply lead. Adrenaline is done now. He's got another macro hatch coming out. Defiler Mound coming out for that catch up. Really, all that's left for Jaeyoon to do is to just build more hatcheries at other bases. Everything else is just perfect. And Doko, this might just be a one hope wonder or one punch wonder. He's just gonna try it, make it work with how many zealots? Like 20 zealots, 15 goons, and 5. Wow, that's a lot of Templar.
Yeah, he's got a ton of Templar.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my gosh, but a lot of the Templar are getting caught out in the back.
Ling's cleaning out what looked like 2 Templars. Just buying time. Another Templar goes down. Good lord.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, the lurker field. There's more lurkers than Eriador had on Multiverse. And we saw how that worked out for Seriosity. Yeah, all these storms are going to get blown on lurkers one at a time. And then Jaeyoon just floods with Massling Hydra.
Where is his Massling Hydra, though? We only have lurkers.
Well,
right
Jaeyoon is getting pushed back, but Lings are coming out. I like the small counterattack to top right, but there's no mineral only setup just yet. But Dragoons are doing a good job. They've killed so much, but the production is just ridiculous. It's just a matter of time for Jaeyoon to push this back. And now that the shields are getting wiped out of these Dragoons, they're so weak.
It's actually funny. The Protoss army is rallying through 2 lurkers on their way down to this
That's true.
base.
At the third base, those lurkers are still there.
Yeah, they're just taking hits. They're arriving, you know, missing like 60 HP.
It's too bad the third base of Doko got denied because he actually almost busted through. If he had a little bit more oomph with his attack, he might have busted. But now, this is it. This is the last army for him. And Jaeyoon's just gonna kill it with Massling, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It was pretty close. Jaeyoon was so close to just getting snapped, but unfortunately now there's no follow-up plan for Doko, right? Like he's just, oh my god, the Zealots are arriving with no shields now.
Yeah, they're just getting wiped out by these 2 lurkers, and the Lings are crazy. GG! Jaeyoon! He manages to seal the deal for NA. So let us update the score. I meant to do it the whole time, but what was it? Let's see.
Dude, it's so hard when you're obsing remembering to do that stuff.
I'm new to this, so I don't really know how to update it. So we'll just go down. We had 2-1 for Eriador in game 1 or game in series 1. Oh, was that only game 1? Oh, I forgot that's only game 1. My bad. I was like, what?
Yeah, Sylphid.
That seemed fast. My bad. Next map is going to be Ground Zero.
I think it's just been that there's so many ZEPs, man.
And
You're
it
just
just
blending
blends
the series together in your
It's
head.
like
We need to get rid of. There's too many foreigner Protosses. We need to indoctrinate some of them and get them to play Terran, man.
yes, we need more Terrans. Been saying that. Well, second map is going to be Ground Zero. Jaeyoon did not seal the deal just yet. Doko's still in it. So let's go into this game. Let me turn on the camera. And Doko, he looked pretty good. Just needed another base. And this is going to be Ground Zero. It's a pretty tough Protoss map. But I think he can do it. Aha, I'm an expert now. With the replay bar. Oh, am I? There we go. Okay.
No
Yeah,
mini map
okay.
now.
In the bottom right, we've got the red Zerg player. It is Jae-yoon.
Alrighty, man. And representing Team IRK in the top left-hand corner, we have the green Protoss, Doko.
Yeah, Doko looked pretty good. It's just so unlucky he lost that base. He must have been supply block, couldn't build an observer, because I instantly checked the robo and it wasn't building one. So that's a bit unlucky, but everything else was looking really good. He had all his upgrades lined up. That Zealot, that 20 Zealot move or whatever it was crazy. Because Jae-yoon was feeling confident to move out, and then all of a sudden it was like, hello, we've got a bunch of Zealots just wailing on us. I wouldn't mind to see that again, honestly. Ground Zero is a map where it's hard to get a third base. That 2-base timing would be pretty strong on a map like this.
Alrighty, man. Well, especially, I mean, if he's able to catch those hydras again, like unawares, that was pretty ridiculous. That we even got. I mean, like, I think how many hydras did Jaden save? Like 9?
Yeah, he saved
10?
most of them. I don't remember, maybe like 2 or 3 going down. That's it, really. I was really surprised that he saved them all, but good save from Jay. And if he lost that, for sure he would have been in big time trouble. And Doko, just like Curiosity, getting very confident this is going to be, in this case, a 13 Nexus. And Jae-yoon went 12 hatch, so this is going to work out just fine.
There's so many early Nexuses in this. Well, I guess not that many, but I just feel like this is such a risky build. Do people not 9-pull anymore?
I don't think they 9-pull that often. Overpull seems to be standard. I see 12 hatch a lot more often, I guess, these days, and that might be the... Wow, look at this. Oh, okay. I just realized the probe got into bottom right. I was like, dude, you went 12 Nexus into gate? That's craziness. But he did see Jae-yoon. He sees the opener.
Chat was saying for you to move the overlay. I'm not exactly sure what they're talking about, but...
Oh, move the extractor building stuff, maybe? Is that it? Is that what we want? Well, chat can tell me if that's what you meant. But now I can't see the upgrades, so we'll see. But anyways, Jae-yoon is this time not taking... Oh, he is taking a far away base. I guess Sylphid was kind of far away, but it was not at another main. This time it is at another main. And this is going to be more macro oriented, which is what Jae-yoon is really strong at.
Oh my gosh, I almost left the replay. Alrighty, well... So the third base for your third hatch style obviously plays very much into Jane's strengths. But if you're Doko and you're playing against Jane, what are you gonna do to him to stop him from getting onto his like 13 hatchery 7 base late game? Because I mean, he's so well practiced at this style, it's very difficult to catch him in a position where he's going to get busted or anything like that to Zealots. And so you're going to be forced to play Jaden kind of at his strongest unless you go for something a little unorthodox. I mean, are you going to go for fast drops or something funny like double starport or something, try to catch him off guard? Or do you think Doko feels confident enough to just fight Jaden?
I would like
to
see the same build or see that DT drop that we saw Curiosity go for and saw La Abuela try and pull out in BSL. That would throw Jae-yoon's game off for sure, but we've got something similar in the sense that he's trying to throw him off, because this was, again, a 4-minute +1 timing, similar to what Tim went for, and we'll have to see if Doko's going to do what Tim did, which is 4 Zealots, then go into DT Templar, or is it going to be what I was expecting the whole time, just like 7-8 Zealots at a much faster timing. This is... I don't know if this is what I call the Castle build, because Castle cuts a lot of probes, but he has a similar timing to this where he's got so many zealots at like 630, and it catches Zerg at least 30 seconds off guard. Meanwhile, we got Jae-yoon playing pretty standard 3-hatch Spire. He's got only 2 on gas, though. He's going to be powering extremely hard. And the Overlord did poke in and see that there were gates already going down. And for gates to already be going down at this point, 100% there cannot be a Stargate. Ling's going to surround this goon, though. Doko thought he was going to get an Overlord, but Jae-yoon had other plans.
That's actually a huge pickoff. Such an expensive unit to go down for pretty much nothing.
Yeah, and luckily at least Doku's probe gets in, so he sees what's going on. But it's just going to be standard play. And because Jae-yoon got in and saw all those gates already, he puts down a hatch, puts down 2 Sunkens, a Hydrogen. He's going to be ready for this. But unlike the Castle build, this is, again, extremely fast 6-gate with a Stargate follow-up.
All right. Jae-yoon seems to be preparing adequately. We have double sunken at each of these bases. We're going to likely see an evolution chamber at the 3rd to help block that off.
Yeah, and even though Doko hasn't moved out yet, I like the sunken timing because +1 just kicked in and you see that the sunkens just finished morphing. Jae-yoon's really on top of the timing. But Doko's just waiting for a few more cycles of Zealot. Does he have speed? Okay, speed just kicked in. And here he goes. He's got 7 Zealots with 6-gate rally. And Jae-yoon, I don't know about this 6th hatch. If Doko can go anywhere. 2 Sunkens are good, but we need units.
Yeah, and this isn't the tightest choke either. So drone drilling the zealots isn't going to be as effective as it is on like some of those spots on Fighting Spirit, where you have like maybe a sunken worth of space in between the wall and like the map. So I don't know. Yeah, this is a little scary. We have very low number of units coming out right now.
Oh, perfect drone drill.
So Jae-yoon going for the drill.
That's something I forgot about. The drone drill is perfect, able to drone drill all the way to top. Look at this! Zealots can't do anything!
Wow. This is really impressive drone drill. That is a lot of space to try and drill for.
Wow, he just...
Oh my god, and Joko just GG'd.
That's,
I didn't even notice that he quit for a second. I was like, alright, well the game goes on. Oh, never mind, he just left.
That's brutal, man. The drone drill is nuts. I've had that happen before also. I'm like, damn, this guy's dead. And then that happens. It's like, wait a minute, my whole army's gone. So now Jae-yoon has sealed the deal, taking a 2-0 over Doko. Let's quickly recap the scores. We had 2-1 for Eriador in the first series. 2-0 for Taitu versus Medino. If you're a Terran, well, maybe not Terran. If you're a Zerg player, you want some interesting, sick timings. Taitu had really good opener versus Medino versus Medino's mech, I mean. Then we had Sugo versus MWK. Tim versus Erling was a heartbreaker. Sugo over MWK was 2-0. Erling over Tim was 2-0. And now Jae-yoon 2-0 over Doko. But we had good games. What did you think, Doc Holliday? What was your favorite game if you had to pick 1 or 2?
I really like the game where Sarah killed with 8 things, pretty much. I really like seeing Azur getting a nice free win early on with some early links, man. Feels good, dude. But no, I actually liked our what series was it? I gotta go look back at the it was Overwatch game.
Taitu versus Medino. That is also my favorite game, because not just because of the Hydra drop intuition, like the smart move to do that, but also the sense that Taitu knew that he's going to have tanks, and he knows that he's going to kill the tanks, and then Medino's going to be making tanks, so he made Mutas. Now that time Medinho made Goliath, which was good game sense from him, but that was a really intelligent move from Tai too. But that's gonna be it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to Mr. Doc Holliday for co-casting with me, providing that Zerg analysis. He was very insightful, and hopefully we can do this again if maybe Norway wants to have a rematch sometime, or if anybody else out there like Sweden, I'm looking, yeah,
wants
anybody,
to step to North
yeah,
America. Let's
NA,
go.
It can be USA. I'm gonna speak for TT1. It can be Canada, whoever. Anybody wants to take on USA or Canada, let me know and we'll make it happen.
Oh. Wait, Lumeyer wants USA versus Canada.
USA versus Canada. All right. Well, that's gonna be a little rough because we've got NA all together in one team, but we can make that happen potentially. Oh, but that would be scary
because like Canada's got what? Dragon, Gypsy, TT1, Aegyo. Who else?
They got TT1, Aegyo, Dragon. I have to think who else. Models. How do you forget the NY champ? Is Crossy from Canada? I thought Crossy was from USA.
No, he's Canadian.
I don't know, but Canada's pretty stacked. I mean, they could call in Yosh, right? For those of you that know who Yosh is, one of the best Canadian Terrans of all time. Just straight up foreign Terrans of all time. So yeah, we could make that happen. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you to Mr. I just saw it. Benevolent Bear, thank you for the bits, my man. And thank you to anybody else that donated or subscribed today. I appreciate it a lot. But that's going to be it for me. Is there anyone we can host, Doc Holiday?
I mean, Herbmon is streaming right now. I think that'd be a very good selection.
You know what? I would host Herbmon, but I'm going to go with Casper because Casper's streaming right now. Really good BSL player. Had a crazy game. Casper versus DN Max. If you have not seen it, you got to see it. So go check out Casper.
Oh, yeah, and he's going to be in the Corruption Cup, too.
He's crazy, man. He's good. He's aggro. If you like aggro play, Casper is who you watch.